I like looking a little haggard and ran down, so this is a little more professional than I'm used to looking.
Sure. Yeah, you're looking.
Kyle, bring in the profesh. Actually,
I like how dark my beard looks when it's this short, though. That's pretty cool.
Wicked dark.
Because as it gets longer, it lightens up.
You're looking a little more Episode 3 Obi-Wan compared to Episode 2 Obi-Wan. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I understood that reference. Yeah,
you're all a bunch of nerds, bunch of goddamn nerds.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
Yeah, literally.
Wow.
Watch me as I drink from my Boba Fett mug. No, Dan, you're a nerd.
How dare you? How dare you? My monocle falls out. How dare you?
Press start.
That's my impression of Anakin.
Of Anakin.
It's really good.
It's not fair.
That was excellent.
From my point of view, the Jedi are evil.
Actually, the line that I remember watching Episode 2 with my wife, and keep in mind, good, Kyle's back to hear this. Keep in mind, I love all the Star Wars movies, but I remember watching Episode 2 with my wife after that. I had already seen it in theaters and loved it, even with all its issues. I still loved it.
This was recent? Or
no, this was back in the day. This was
okay.
Back when it came out. My wife and I went to see it after I had already seen it.
2002, I think.
So it was in that range. We were dating, so it was like 2003 maybe. We might have even rented it. So I can't remember what the setting was when we watched it. I just remember when it gets to the scene where he's complaining about Obi-Wan, and then he throws this little can. He's like, he's holding me back, and he kind of throws a thing. Like it has
his
such
voice cracks a little bit. He's holding me back.
and there's an unsatisfying noise. It's like he slammed the wall or like smashed something, which would have been like, all right, well, he's mad. Like he just smashed a jar. No, it just goes ting 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 ting. It's like
he is livid, guys.
That movie is filled with like little weird moments like that. Like when Padme shows up like in her sexiest dress possible, and it's just like, you need to stop oogling me right now, you know, which by the way, which I'm all about, don't blame women for what they're wearing, but like they had just got done with a conversation about like liking each other or whatever, and then she comes out all sexed up and it's just like,
she's like, stop. Stop looking into my soul.
Show me your pear trick again, you know.
I'm not ready to show you my pants lightsaber.
Oh, well, lots of Star Wars.
Those two crazy kids knew what they were doing. That's all I'm saying.
They really did. Yeah, they really did. All right, we've got some Star Wars talk to get to later in this episode. But before we get into that and games we're playing, and by the way, it feels kind of like pre-E3, even though there's no E3. Like all the news that's rolling in, it just kind of has that vibe of like interesting nuggets that are coming out all over the place with different, whether it's movie, TV, or video game related news. It's very exciting. So I'm kind of digging.
May used to be like E3, so I feel like there's still that like shadow. Like we got to get announcements out before the summer starts. Like for the whole industry, for the multiple industries, for movies, TV, and games.
As far as movies and TV, it's like I think it was end of last month or earlier this month. They did CinemaCon, which is just for people that own movie theaters to attend, and some press.
Okay.
And they present like all these trailers just to them. Like that's where like Mission Impossible got revealed and stuff. The title of it. And then TV, I think they did some upfronts that they do for like all the press and all of the academies or whatever voting bodies and stuff. Like here's what our season looks like in the fall or whatever. So like
gotcha.
That's probably where like a lot of that comes from. And then you can kind of like just break down. And then each, of course, entertainment outlet just kind of breaks it down into different headlines for different.
Right, and then depending on how big your IP is, they have their own event, like Star Wars
like
right
Star
now.
Wars,
Yeah,
exactly. Celebration.
Four days of news and events and panels.
There's always been something about this late spring going into shifting into the summertime that combined all the entertainment elements. Again, movies, TV, but also, of course, video games around E3. That always has felt kind of like, all right, what are we doing for the rest of this year and into next year? Like that's
that's why it kind of feels like the solstice or like Christmas to us. So we always use that. It's like E3's like Christmas. It's like because we're all celebrating this one thing about the things to come and celebrating us getting through the hard times and accepting the good times that come in. And
like you're going to bed excited like Christmas Eve, right? You're like, I can't wait to wake up tomorrow.
You guys here in a couple weeks, like we're gonna be in that chat blowing. Oh my God, the Xbox conference is today. Like
Xbox
it's going to be big, and we're all going to be jazzed about it, and like it's just it's an infectious time of year, Yep.
And I'm assuming I don't think they've announced a Nintendo Direct, but we're all assuming there'll be some kind of Direct.
There's no Sony thing either, but you got to imagine
There's the half-hour thing on what is it next week? So please be
excited.
excited.
That's just gonna be third party.
Yeah, right.
We'll talk about that.
That's not that exciting. Third party stuff though. Yeah.
So we'll talk about all those news elements, stuff we're playing, a lot of fun stuff we've been watching. But first, I want to jump right into our tournament for this. Actually, it's this quarter. It's been about 4 months since we've done a tournament like this. It's been a while. I want to recap for you what we've done before. So if this is your first time seeing one of these, we do these tournaments because it's a really fun and sometimes really infuriating way to rank something because the matchups are very random and it's just kind of like
versus Witcher. Let's go.
This game should have made it longer, but because it's matched up here, now it's getting knocked out in the first round. Like that kind of thing happens all the time. So we're doing a tournament. And we've done these for the best games of 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, and I'll recap the winners there. And this is the best games of 2015, which was a pretty remarkable year, especially kind of in that top echelon of games. There were some really remarkable games at the very, very top. So that'll be interesting to see, watch that play out. But here's the recap from 2010. And by the way, we started in 2010. My initial thought there was starting where we really had a strong amount of Metacritic kind of compilation scores to do a tiebreaker, as well as just kind of, it feels like more modern games than anything before that kind of feels a little bit, I don't know why, 2009 and earlier just feels like, oh, that's classic. Sure. So anyway, I could totally see us going back.
Now that I have a PC, I'm like, oh, those games probably won't be controller support. So that's kind of how that's how I use the time frame now.
Yep, that totally works too. So yeah, we can go back at some point. I could see us doing like a 2009 and previous tournaments too. But for right now, we started 2010, moved forward. In 2010, our top three at number 1 was Heavy Rain. Somehow won. I'm a little surprised by that one.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, wait. Really?
Sometimes I'd like an audience cam just to see how people would react to stuff like this.
Fallout New Vegas was number 2.
Jason.
Jason. Press X to Jason. Jason.
Fallout New Vegas was number 2, and Donkey Kong Country Returns was number 3 for 2010.
New Vegas is great, by the way.
It is.
City and
Fallout New Vegas.
Fallout New Vegas is on my backlog. Hall of Shame, you guys.
I'm gonna snag it on the laptop here because it's like $10 mostly for like everything.
It's good. It's a great dry run for Outer Worlds because that's what that dev ended.
It is. It's very much. I mean, Outer Worlds has big New Vegas vibes. Same dev, obviously, but big time.
2011, our top 3 were Uncharted 3: Drake's Deception, Batman: Arkham City at number 2, and Deus Ex: Human Revolution at number 3.
Yeah.
Not the order I'd pick them in, but those are the right 3.
Good.
Yeah,
good games.
I would have gone Arkham City first, but that's just that's fine.
You'd be wrong still, but yeah.
No, Arkham City's better.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh well, you'd be false.
Yeah,
Deus Ex is actually the best of those 3, but
PC Snob Island.
That's just the rest of the podcast is all.
It keeps going up octaves.
Only dogs can hear the last part of the podcast.
Jeff's dog's like, what?
Yeah,
some dog is like, man, you guys are disagreeing a lot with all those high-pitched noises. All right, so 2012, boy, it's gonna take forever. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was number 1 coming out of 2012.
I think it's just 1.
Yeah, that's I have these smudged together kind of weird because I was like, that's a 2019 game or something. Anyway, Xenoblade Chronicles was number 1. Number 2 is Mass Effect 3, and number 3, Dragon's Dogma. That was the
shout out to Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah,
shout out.
No, Xenoblade Chronicles was 2018.
Someone should tell Capcom that they have a good IP there.
Well, they just released. They tweeted out like an image of like 10th anniversary or something. People are like, "Oh, does this mean anything?"
Hey, spoilers. No, it doesn't mean anything. Right. We would have gotten a sequel by now if it meant anything.
I don't know, I don't know about that, Cal.
I mean, we might get it at some point, but I wouldn't hold your breath on it.
Now from 2013. I wasn't there for that one, but you guys did this one, and the top 3. I never played DMC, which was number 3, so I couldn't.
Me and Dan championed that all the way to the top. Not deserving, but it's there.
No, it's
funny to me because that one feels like the odd duck compared to GTA 5 and The Last of Us.
Yeah, I mean exactly. One of these is not like the other.
Listen, it's where it belongs. Okay, it's where it belongs.
All right.
I did what I could. I don't know what to say.
Everyone knows that punk rock haircut Dante with black hair is way cooler than long white hair Dante. That's just an objective statement that I just said.
Science. It's science is what that is. That's all that is.
This has been chaos.
2014 Dragon Age Inquisition was number 1. Mario Kart 8 finished at number 2, and Bayonetta 2 at number 3. And 2014 was a strong year because I remember that also had Shadow of Mordor came out that year, which was another excellent game. So there was a lot to choose from in that bracket. I remember that one wasn't super easy, but and again, these are tournament style. So in case you're unfamiliar, the idea is using Metacritic as objective as we can be with like a ranking, and then you throw those into a bracket. And it just does matchups based on number 1 versus the lowest available ranked game, basically. That's how it works. And then we just do a straight up vote. And if there's a tie or none of us have played it, then we use the Metacritic average as the tiebreaker and move on. So that's kind of how it works. It's very unscientific and super fun. So
much science. So much.
We're gonna jump into 2015 best games of 2015. So let me.
Tim, we can just end it here, and it's Rocket League's the answer, right? Obviously.
No, Rocket League. Jeff, you got to back me up on this one.
Man. The answer
we're
is
going to kill that one ASAP.
Tim, call
we're
Derek. Just call Derek.
All right, let me share.
Depends on what it's up against in the first round. If I swear to God, if it's a first round bye for Rocket League, I'm going to walk away. I swear to God.
Listen, the two of you can say whatever you want about Rocket League. That game is fantastic.
So. It's fun. It's really fun.
All right,
that's about it.
Can you guys see the tournament screen
exactly
here?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Can't see it right now.
Nah, bro.
Yet. Sometimes it takes a second, but there. Oh, nope.
Oh.
Let me try again. Let me just try sharing my whole screen.
Oh boy, I hope y'all can't hear that.
Yeah, make sure to hide all the wieners.
I don't hear anything. Jeff.
If y'all can hear the change dragon, let me know too.
What if I have to exit full screen?
I swear it's my water system and not like hostages.
You're good. You're good.
Okay.
Can you see it now?
No, it's
white
like
Uh-oh.
You're clearly trying to share it, but it's like gray or something. It's gray.
All right, let's try this.
There's also a 1X in the corner.
I'm getting something called a new call screen beta is now active.
Uh-oh. Somebody's being a beta.
All right.
Beta B.
That has anything to do with
try
anything. But...
No.
Let me try one more time to just share the whole deal here. Generic PNP monitor. What does that mean? All right.
Nope,
I
now
can
that's
see
just.
you now. Yep, there you go.
Okay,
yep.
yeah.
There we go.
All right, let's do.
That's just share.
this.
Yeah, it's literally just sharing your monitor.
You
now.
did it,
guys.
A little hard
we
to
win.
see, but
I'm trying to zoom in here.
yeah, no, I think it's just because
Oh
it's
my
sharing your
God.
monitor. But
I'm
more?
surprised at number
Maybe
1
one more?
already.
Can you zoom in one more?
uno mas.
That's good. I think I can read that.
I don't think when I'm hitting like the zoom in, I don't think it's really making the text that much bigger, but it's a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it better than before. So.
All right, so I whittled out a ton of games here. I've tried to get rid of all kind of sports franchises. We've talked about this before. Got rid of sports franchises, got rid of kind of some randomly named stuff that I was like, listen, if you guys played this, I'm so sorry that I left it out, but I've never heard of it, talked about it, heard you talk about it. So I just kind of took some freedom to whittle some stuff out, and there's still 76 games that were on this list. So the first round is kind of like the play-in games. We talked about this before too. So once you get below like rank 50 something, there's a whole bunch of play-in games. So we'll do these first. We'll try to do these relatively quickly. We don't have to talk about them a lot, just to kind of get to kind of the first main round here. So if you're just listening, we're doing a screen share. If you want to see it in live action, you have to go on YouTube. But I'll try to describe the matchups as much as we can. But let's just jump right in. The first play-in game is Titan Souls versus Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. And again, oh, by the way, the rules are if you've played it at least enough to say that's the one I would pick over the other one, then vote for that one. If you haven't played either, for the most part, we gave up our vote to the higher ranked one. So what do you guys think? Titan Souls?
I mean,
I cannot vote on this. I haven't played either of these.
I was gonna say the thing here with this first one is either one's going against Metal Gear, so who cares? It's because it's gonna lose.
So I did play Titan Souls, and B actually reviewed that game when I was trying to do some freelance stuff several years back, and I wrote a review for that game. So I do like that game a lot. Never played Kirby in the Rainbow.
I'm gonna start meditating now about Metal Gear Solid 5, so I don't scream at everybody.
So we got to throw 4 votes on Titan Souls since you guys haven't played either of these. Yeah,
correct.
I assume I would probably like Kirby more because I'm in a Kirby phase, I guess.
Yeah, Titan Souls is essentially a top-down boss rush.
It's not Souls, right? It's boss rush. That's right. Yeah,
more of a boss rush. The bosses are very Souls-like. It's very difficult, but it's more of a boss rush game. All right, Wolfenstein: The Old Blood, which was not technically an expansion or DLC. It was kind of a spin-off.
Separate game. Yep.
Against Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Again, this is the first one, so I got to go with Wolfenstein: The Old Blood personally. What about you guys?
I'm gonna say
Same.
Xenoverse. It's highly underrated, but yeah, I understand. It's
This is the first one, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going Old Blood. Old Blood's a great game.
It is a great game. Dan?
I've only played like a sliver of Xenoverse. I never played the Old Blood, so I would automatically choose Xenoverse.
So Old Blood wins because of.
But then it's gonna get the tiebreaker on the Metacritic.
Yeah, which is what I mean. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
We tried, Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, what's cool about Xenoverse is that it's the fail like Korean MMO, and they took all the assets and brought it over and turned it into a video game.
That's pretty cool.
So between Persona 4 Dancing All Night and Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon.
Oh, sorry. Is this the game that we get out of our seat for? Is this the one that we?
This is the one that we stand up for. Stand up. Stand up. I'm gonna make an assumption that you guys haven't played either of these, right?
I have played both of these.
Oh.
I'll go Persona.
Okay.
Because I like rhythm games.
Yeah,
I know you love that series.
But I like rhythm games. Well, this is like a rhythm. It's like DDR but with fingers,
Yeah.
you know. So
I have to pick that one because that's the higher ranked one, and I haven't played either one. Dan, have you played either one?
I think
I
Mystery
played
Dungeon
not
sucks.
4 but 5.
Okay.
So no, I haven't played either one, but
So your
You
vote
have.
goes
I mean,
here.
it's the same thing.
right,
Jeff?
yeah, same concept, but different songs.
I'm in the
obviously.
same boat that you're in,
Different
Tim.
songs,
So it's
Alright.
got to be for the Persona dancing game.
They're actually
Dancing
fun.
continues.
They're,
actually
yeah,
pretty
I mean, if you like those games, yeah,
Great
I
music.
can
Yeah,
I
it
can see if
depends
you
on
don't
that.
like rhythm games and you try to play this, like it's not going to change your mind.
Yeah,
Right?
get on up out of your seat. All right, Star Wars Battlefront. Again, remember this is the reboot against Lego Jurassic
The much
World.
beloved reboot.
Yeah,
So-
there were no issues with that one. So.
Nobody complained at all about this.
All right. I'm going to go first on this one. I have played both, not a ton on either one, probably a handful of hours each. I'm all in on Battlefront. I don't care what people say. I thought that was fun.
Yeah,
And I
it
thought
had
it
its
was gorgeous,
problems, but I thought it's awesome. Yeah.
I had so much fun with Battlefront, so let's go with that one.
Okay. And Dan?
I still play 2 from time to time. The reboot of 2.
Have not played either one.
Okay. So Star Wars Battlefront moves on. Resident Evil Revelations 2, which was episodic technically, but we'll just count this as the release year because I'm not sure if it went over a year or
2
not.
was episodic? I didn't. Oh, okay.
It was,
actually,
but then they released it as a whole thing.
Okay, I got you.
I think it was actually released all within 1 month, week. I think they actually kept it close together.
That sounds familiar. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So, Resident Evil Revelations 2 or Tales of Zestiria. I haven't played either of these with RE Revelations 2.
Zestiria is a abomination.
Yeah, I was gonna say it is not. I'm not a fan of that one. So
yeah, it is the worst entry in the entire series, I'd say.
Jeff?
Revelations is pretty good.
I didn't play either one.
Same here. Okay. So RE Revelations.
A lot of lore in
2.
that Revelations.
yeah,
I've
heard.
I've
Is it
heard good
Barry?
things.
Barry that
Barry
shows
is
up
back,
again?
baby. Yeah,
he shows up.
Dragon Quest Heroes, the World Trees Woe, and Blight Below, which actually has pretty decent reviews. It was like in the high 70s, I think. Up against Need for Speed, which was their attempted reboot.
Is that like the
of
Dynasty Warriors?
Yeah, it is the Dynasty Warriors.
Okay,
style.
okay.
It wasn't bad.
I haven't played either one.
Is Need for Speed like it's the street racing one? The rebooted like.
It was rebooted. I don't
with
know
like
much
live
about it.
action, like actors and stuff like that.
Yeah,
dude,
I
that
think
one.
so.
I think we played
that game.
one.
That
yeah.
game is so corny but so fun.
So you're Need for Speed,
Need
Kyle?
for Speed all day, yeah.
All right. I have to default because I haven't played either one of these. So I'm Dragon Quest. Dan, which one do you pick?
Dragon Quest because I haven't played that Need for Speed. So
yeah, Need for Speed. I like that one.
All right, and Metacritic takes the tiebreaker though. So Dragon Quest Heroes.
The Warriors game got that good of reviews. That's cool.
It's fine.
Yeah,
it's gonna,
I mean,
it's gonna
it was a swimming in sevens game, but it's
Yeah.
that's pretty
That's like
solid.
both of them were, yeah.
Yep. The Escapist versus Mad Max, and
well,
I can't believe Mad Max is a play-in game. That's so unbelievable to me.
it didn't
But
get the best of
Thanks.
reviews.
I know.
It
Thanks.
didn't get the.
Thanks,
It's one of those
reviewers.
like Days Gone things where it's like everybody loved it way more than reviewers did.
But
Yeah,
I do want to say I've played both these. Escapist is actually quite fun. It's just Mad Max is really great, so that's my pick.
Same.
Mad Max in my heart's a 9 out of 10, to be honest.
Yep.
And Jet and Dan.
Mad Max. Mad
Okay.
Max.
I don't know if you guys have played Escapist. It is a really fun game though. That little
I've
kind
heard
of
of it.
trying to get. It's like basically like Prison Break, but pixelated version. It's
That
pretty fun.
one, right? Yeah.
I can picture the cover art in my brain.
Yeah, my kids, of course, really liked it too. That helped me enjoy it more. Dying Light, the original, which, by the way, sounds like sold better than the second one, going up against Codename.
I didn't know that. That's crazy. Codename
Dying
Steam,
Light 1
sorry,
is beloved. Dying Light 2 is tolerated, so.
So
well,
I played both
that
of
tracks.
these. I played Dying Light more, and I liked it more. So that's my pick.
Dying Light, I have a lot of good memories attached to. Codename Steam. That was like a DS game or something, right?
It was DS, and it was 3DS, I think. But it was very
Not
forgettable.
into it. Yeah, I was not into it.
Yeah, Dying Light.
Yeah, Dying Light.
All right.
It's the only one I played, but that one is actually it's good. So.
All All right, I actually have played both of these: Transformers Devastation, the Platinum Games, and Super Exploding Zoo.
I don't know. By name alone, I want to go with Super Exploding Zoo. I've not played either. I've not played either of these.
That game is surprisingly fun. Now listen, it is
all the animals are dead.
It is a mobile.
They're
it's a mobile game.
all of them.
It is completely a mobile style game. So like, if you go in expecting that, it is a silly whatever. But I thought that game was a blast. But Transformers Devastation was pretty fun. Platinum Games.
It's pretty fun. Yeah. It's I found it kind of annoying sometimes, but it was still kind of fun.
It was repetitive, that's for sure. But I liked it.
Same with Devastation, but it's really cool because it's like anime Transformers.
It is. It's like the cartoon,
It's round and devastating. That's what's devastating.
All right, so that one sounds like either we
burn.
I played Devastation. Yeah.
All right, Just Cause 3 and Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes, which
what the hell is Triforce Heroes?
It's a Wii U. It's a multiplayer Wii U
kind
game.
of a new take on like the one from back in the day where you played.
I think it was Link to the Past, right?
Do you remember the Master Sword one with the Game Boy Advances that you're talking about, Kyle? I think it's like that, but I think it was the Wii U version. I think it's
okay. So obviously Just Cause 3.
Yep.
I haven't played either, so that's where I got to go.
Just Cause is a lot of fun.
3 is fun.
Yeah,
it's so much fun.
Just Cause is always a fun series.
Yeah,
it's never like I don't know. It's never a list maker.
I think
it's nothing deep or anything. It's just
it's a playground. They give you a lot of tools and physics, and they go here. And that's
I played a little bit of one of the Just Cause games where you can, well, maybe they all do this, where you can just like glide around, parachute down, blow everything up.
All of them.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Well, I'm not sure which one I played.
They just add more tools.
And that's the thing, Tim, is that you played them all because you played one of them.
Got it.
Exactly.
Got it. All right, Hotline Miami 2, wrong number, and Battlefield Hardline.
Okay, so Battlefield Hardline gets unfairly dumped on. I think it's actually not so bad, but Hotline Miami 2 is like one of the greatest games ever. So.
Yes. Yep.
I liked Hotline Miami 1 a lot more, but I still really enjoyed the sequel.
Wow, all right, interesting.
Yeah, I did like the first one.
Not to dwell on it, but what did you like more about 1 over 2? Just better levels, or?
Yeah, I feel like there was something about the level design in 2. Just I don't know what it was. Something about it felt like, hey, we're trying to tell a story here. I don't know what it was.
Okay, I feel you there. You know what? The only reason I like 2 more is the soundtrack. No other factors at all.
That's a good point.
Yeah, no other. But that's why I asked. Like, is it level design? Yeah, and
the soundtrack was amazing.
They are trying to tell a story in 2. You're right.
I think too. I was kind of like, stop telling me a story and let me just bash people's heads in with my baseball.
I don't care about these masked figures. Yeah,
that's what it's all about.
Did you ever pick your
Hotline? I never played Hardline, but yeah, Hotline is good stuff. So.
Okay,
it is.
And it is ranked quite a bit higher there. Last play-in game, Evolve at 54 versus Mario Party 10, which got pretty bad reviews at number 75, lowest ranked game. Or second lowest ranked.
10. Was 10 the one where they shared a cart? Is that Mario Party 10?
It was on the Wii U, so I'm not sure. But
I'm just double checking.
Evolve's a cool game though. Evolve's cool.
Evolve is cool, but there was no way that game was ever going to be longer than 6 months, because once you have the levels down and like what you need to do, like it's over. You know, just like any asymmetrical game, like asymmetrical games that are not called Dead by Daylight, they seem to have like a 6 to 8 month like shelf life. It seems like.
Well, I've got to go Evolve because I haven't played either one. Kyle.
Evolve. Yeah.
Okay. Jeff?
Yeah, I haven't played Mario Party 10. I've seen streams of Evolve, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I don't.
And Dan, did you play Mario Party 10?
Yeah, I would pick 10 by default just because that's what I played.
You played it, yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And by the way, just as a caveat, if you have played it and you disliked it, you're allowed to say, I abstain from voting because I just didn't like that game. Just because you played it doesn't mean you have to pick it. Just to be
Dan.
Fair.
Mario Party 10 is not that bad.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, Dan,
I think it was just really weird because it had the shared cart.
I think that came off more scoldy than I intended. My bad. I didn't mean it to sound scoldy.
I did. I meant exactly how I said it.
Kyle, I'm not tolerating your shit. All right.
All right, guys. We're into the official round 1 where we get the. We're gonna start with the first matchup is Metal Gear Solid 5, which was the highest Metacritic score game.
Jeez, what?
I mean, come on, like
going up against Titan Souls, and I think. To me, it's I played both, finished both, loved both. Metal Gear Solid 5 is way better.
You're gonna hear me say this a lot all night. Metal Gear Solid 5 is one of the best playing games of all time. So
absolutely.
Put that bad boy through.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jeff,
just know that I say that with malice and malcontent.
I know, we know that you do. Kyle's got a lot of baggage with this one, guys.
Baggage is the right word.
We should have warned you ahead of time. This is
not even criticism's baggage. That's the right word.
It's a very difficult tournament for Kyle. We should have told you that ahead of time.
Yeah, Konami is that bad girlfriend that just
Yeah.
Bad memories, you know.
Did you say Metal Gear?
Okay.
Yep, Metal Gear. Yeah, that's the only one I played, even if it was like a little bit.
All right. Invisible Ink and King's Quest 32 and 33. So
these are made up. You made these up.
Abstain from vote. I haven't played either
What?
of these.
I've played both of these, and I'm gonna pick Invisible Ink. It's a really fun little stealth, very stealth gameplay, kind of isometric, grid-based stealth gameplay. It's pretty fun. King's Quest is charming, but wasn't that great.
Tim hates Kings and Quests confirmed.
Do you pick that one?
No, I don't. I have not played either.
All
I
right,
don't know what these are.
Invisible Ink gets the votes by.
I think they're games.
Ranking alone.
I think they're games.
He made them up. For all I know, he made them up.
Invisible Ink is fun. All right, Mortal Kombat X against Until Dawn.
Oh, that's actually tough.
I hate
that's
this already.
Yeah, this is
Mortal this already.
Mortal Kombat.
So 10's the reboot, right? Like
Mortal
the whole
Kombat-
series.
No, 9. 9 was.
9.
was
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Ugh,
So
that might
this
be easier,
was ranked 16 versus 49. It's faded out, so it's hard to see. But I think
yeah, you're right. I think gamers liked Until Dawn more than reviewers.
okay. So
it to
I
be
gotta get
ranked
my
that low?
I gotta get my vote out of the way. I haven't played either one of these either at all
Damn.
or enough to vote.
Wow.
So there goes my Mortal Kombat vote.
Until Dawn for me.
Until Dawn for me too.
All right, Dan.
Damn it. Yeah, because
don't-
10 had all like the kids that they introduced.
No,
and
I
people
hate
hated
it.
that.
Yeah,
but,
I love 9. I think 9's one of
but-
the best like
No, 10
representations of fighting game campaigns ever. You know.
Ooh.
Yes,
Alright.
that's true. And 10 is. I think 10 is actually more fun to play personally. I think 10 like felt
Well,
better
and 10
to play.
doesn't have a bad campaign, and it's not a bad game.
Right.
It's just like you
So,
start leaning into characters I don't care about. You
We
know?
have to understand here. Dan, you carry the weight of getting rid of Until Dawn in the first round if you want to. Here, that's up to you.
I think I would just slightly pick Until Dawn.
All right.
You slightly are correct. So. thank you for that.
Gee, thanks, Kyle.
So Until Dawn with our first upset of the evening. OlliOlli 2, welcome to OlliOlli World up against Rainbow Six Siege.
I have not played either of these
This time-
gigantic, huge, well-known
Let's
games.
go back.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
go back, and Dan, you start this time. Which one would you pick if you've played them both?
I've not played either one.
Okay, so yours goes. Oh, by the way, OlliOlli 2 is 17th, and Rainbow Six Siege is 48th. So Ollie
Wow.
2 gets your vote.
It's so funny because people love Rainbow Six Siege. It's
Yes.
so low
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
Well, it's because when I reviewed it initially, right? I think it was kind of clunky and had
It
some
was
issues.
bare bones and clunky.
Yeah,
Oh wait,
so-
Kyle, you said you haven't played either as well, right?
I
So you
haven't. No, I have
okay.
to. Yeah, you'll have to choose whatever is. So I guess.
Jeff, what
it's-
about you?
Rainbow Six Siege.
Okay, and then
And that's
actually-
after some time with OlliOlli World.
Oh, okay, so you're going based off what you think OlliOlli 2 was probably like. With OlliOlli
Probably,
World.
yeah.
Okay.
I feel like OlliOlli World was probably an expansion on that, I assume.
It is, and but it is a complete visual overhaul. I'd be curious to see what you thought about
Yeah.
the old school.
Oh, okay. Well, I still
Um,
think Rainbow Six Siege has a lot of really, really cool teamwork.
Absolutely.
Like
I mean,
stuff,
we're 7 years
mechanics.
from launch, and it's
Which-
still like one of the most
It's
played
such a
FPSs of all time.
I think it
so.
deserves
Such
a
a cool
lot
game.
a lot of love for all the support they've given it, the operators they've added. Like, it's great, it's fantastic. But
The
I
destruction
loved,
of the walls and environment, very
Yeah,
high quality game. I just
I
like at
loved
this
all
point,
that.
it's so far removed from release that I know everybody is going to be so good at this game. I'm never going to start it. Never going to play it.
I love
Yeah.
OlliOlli too. Once you it's pretty intricate controls, and once you start nailing the controls and the different moves, you actually feel pretty awesome. So I loved that game.
That's ridiculous. Okay.
I didn't play enough Rainbow Six Siege to say I loved it. I thought it was
Whatever.
interesting, but,
You guys are haters. Bunch of haters.
someone's mad.
all right.
OlliOlli
mad.
World better
I'm
be
already
Metal
mad.
Gear Solid 5, guys.
We're this early, and I'm mad.
At number 8, Ori and the Blind Forest against Wolfenstein: The Old Blood at number 57. Jeff, let's start with you this time.
Ori.
Okay, Kyle.
I didn't even
Is
beat it.
Old
I got
Blood
like
is like the expansion to the reboot, or is Old Blood the reboot?
Old Blood is
It's the follow-up before the second game came out, but it was like a in the middle
Ori.
game.
Ori.
Yeah, wasn't it like a prequel? It's like
Okay.
what's this-
Yeah. I like
Yeah,
the first one a lot.
It is a
but,
prequel to the reboot. not the
Correct.
reboot,
It's like really
um,
stealth based, right? Like it's it's heavy on
kind
stealth.
of,
and-
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Well,
rewards.
it has zombie elements to it.
Yeah, definitely Ori. Ugh.
I'm all in on Ori too.
Yeah, Ori for sure.
I didn't even beat Ori. I got like
I didn't
same,
either.
Same with the second one where I get
Oh,
like 4 or 6
dude.
hours in.
I
and
played
I'm
like an hour.
wow,
and I
this
was like,
is
this game
great,
is
but,
way
like,
You
too easy.
guys,
I
Jeff,
get lost. I
you
get
guys
lost.
need
Jeff
to
couldn't
finish.
keep playing. He was crying too hard.
That's not what it is. It's not
Don't
Journey.
tell
okay?
Derek.
Didn't make me cry that hard.
don't tell Derek.
All right, one of the major releases that year was Halo 5 Guardians at the 25th top-ranked game of the year, going up against Shadowrun Hong Kong, which I have not played. To be fair, I also haven't played Halo 5, so I abstain in Halo.
Halo 5
What the
is
hell is going on?
gets piled on for no reason. I don't understand it.
Yeah,
My
it's a
favorite
good
meme
game.
is after the TV show came out. Maybe we treated Halo 5 too harshly.
Yeah. Did you see that one with Thanos and his daughter?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Maybe we treated you too harshly.
Yeah, I love that. Is everyone in on Halo 5?
I am.
It's a good game. Man, I played that game co-op the first night it came out. Like, that game is awesome, dude.
And Dan,
Kyle, you and I beat it, the campaign together, and then when it rolled credits, we were like, people hated this? Like, we were so confused.
Yeah, you and I were like really bewildered by the hate for this game.
Yeah, it was very
All right,
confusing.
at number 9, Super Mario Maker. Remember, this was the Wii U version going up against Persona 4 Dancing All Night. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just pretend like I've played Super Mario Maker because I've played the 3DS version and the Switch version, and I love them both, so I'm going to go with this one.
You know what it's all about. I'm going Mario Maker as well.
Yeah, Mario Maker is so fun, dude. So much fun.
I haven't played either one, but I assume that Mario Maker is better, and it makes me want to get out of my chair and celebrate it.
So Persona 4 Dancing
You
All
don't
Night
have to, but you can.
I'm not going to dance all night for it.
All right, so Super Mario Maker is moving on. Axiom Verge at number 24 against Splatoon at 41.
Axiom Verge. Let's go. Axiom Verge, move along.
Splatoon.
Hey, man, how dare you?
No, Axiom Verge, do not put me down for Splatoon.
I need to write in Kyle. How do I write in Kyle voting?
No, you gotta take that off. That can't be my legacy.
Dan?
I've not played either one. So.
Okay, all right, so Axiom Verge wins.
I actually haven't even played Axiom Verge either. It's just an anti-Splatoon.
Dude, it's good. Axiom Verge is good.
Second one's good.
You guys are so hateful of Splatoon.
It's stupid.
It's funny. It's hilarious.
Stupid.
Game. Axiom Verge, the first one I thought was excellent. The second one didn't do it for me as much as for other people, but it is good. But the first one I thought was excellent.
Yeah.
All right, Undertale at number 4 up against the 2015 Star Wars Battlefront. So
like Undertale, right?
Man, this is tough.
Undertale for me.
Okay, so Kyle's going Undertale. I never played this game all the way through. I did play it some though, because it was such a big cultural thing, and the music was like, whoa. So I wanted to try it out, and I did really like it. I bet you if I finished it, this would be a no-brainer. But it's not that obvious to me. But I'm still gonna go with it this time, just because it's so creative and so unique. And
one person made it, right?
I believe so.
That's what it's famous for.
Yeah. That sounds right. Dan, do you have a pick here?
I haven't played either one, but I would probably say Undertale.
And Jeff?
I really like Undertale.
I have to give. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with Undertale. I'll give it props here, even though I had more fun with Battlefront.
I put definitely more time into Battlefront.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
Yeah. Project Cars at number 29 against Call of Duty Black Ops 3 at 36. Now, if I remember correctly, Black Ops 3 was one that starred Christopher Maloney, I think, from Law and Order. I think that was
Law and Order 2.
It's pronounced Blops, Tim. It's called
Blops.
It's actually called Cod Blops.
Cod Blops. Yes, my bad.
Blops. I only very briefly played Project Cars, and I'm like, I'm not big into sim racers, and so my vote here is Black Ops 3. I thought that was actually a pretty decent game.
I'm super into sim racers, and Project Cars didn't do anything for me. But I haven't played I'm abstaining. I don't have a vote for this.
All right, so yours goes to Project Cars then, Dan.
Oh, great.
Did I play 3? I don't think 3.
Yeah, they all kind of blend together for me.
So I haven't played either one.
I definitely don't remember Maloney being in it. So,
Pretty sure it's him. Can someone look that up?
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I have no memory.
Can you confirm it though? Like, I want to find out if I'm totally making that up in my head.
Who was it?
Christopher Maloney from when he was on Law and Order SVU, and he was also in Sin City, I think. But
he was in a lot of things.
No,
he's on Wet Hot American Summer.
Oh, he's my favorite doctor in Scrubs.
Oh yeah,
he's just got a great natural.
Apparently he was. I don't remember this at all. I'm looking at the screenshot. I must
not remember anything.
Was that him, Dan? Was that him in Blops 3? Okay.
Yeah. That's so weird.
It was very futuristic style. I liked that game. I thought the multiplayer was fun too.
I think the Black Ops games.
I don't think I ever played this one, so I have to abstain. I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't recognize this.
All right, so we got to go with Project Cars on this one because
that sucks.
3 of us haven't played it. I'm not that adamant about it, so it's fine. All right,
one of these better beat Metal Gear Solid.
Skylander Superchargers at number 13, going up against Woolly World. Now, Skylanders, if you don't remember, that was their Disney Infinity response.
It was the first Disney Infinity, right? I thought Skylanders came out first, and then Disney Infinity's like, we're gonna copy you.
Yeah, Skylanders was out for a while.
Totally fair. I think this was their. I think this is the last iteration of theirs, and also I think Disney Infinity 3 is in here too. So I think we'll get.
I just want to say for kids, I think the idea of figures and games are the coolest thing in the entire world.
Yep, and they're coming out with like another something similar.
I think it's super cool.
I haven't played either of these, so I got to go to Skylanders on this one.
Yoshi's Woolly World is good stuff.
I've at least played Woolly World, and I'll vote for that. Yeah.
I haven't played either one of these, so.
Oh, Skylanders is going to win by default.
God damn it.
Good job, guys.
I quit.
You're welcome.
I quit.
You're welcome, America.
At number 20, SteamWorld Heist up against number 45, Lego Dimensions. I think SteamWorld Heist is a surprisingly fun turn-based tactical game. It's really fun. It's like a 2D turn-based game. It's really interesting. I love SteamWorld Heist. That's my pick.
I haven't played either of these. I'll tell you, Lego Dimensions probably would have succeeded if it didn't come out the same time as 17 other things trying to do the same thing. So
yeah.
Everyone was trying to do that figurine thing at that time.
Yeah,
Jeff, did you play either of these?
I did not, but I do recall all the hoopla about Dimensions. I recall that.
What about you, Dan?
I'm still mad about Yoshi's Woolly World.
All right, we're going to put you on for a SteamWorld Heist then.
Yes, that's fine.
All right.
It's number 52. It wasn't going to go far anyway.
Whatever. Yoshi is a wonderful little creature.
Sorry, I haven't played it. Sorry.
The audacity.
Well, I didn't have a Wii U. Pillars of Eternity. I couldn't find one. They were too sold out. Pillars.
What?
Yeah.
What bizarro universe?
Pillars of Eternity, which was the 5th highest ranked or like scored game of the year.
Wow.
Going up against Resident Evil Revelations 2.
Yeah, well, suck at Pillars of Eternity because I'm picking Revelations 2.
All right.
Revelations is the only one I played. I got to say, I hear nothing but amazing things about Pillars of Eternity.
Right.
So I'm choosing 2 because it's the one I played, but holy crap, man.
Yeah.
Talk about a glaring
Jeff, did you play either of these?
I haven't played either one, so I have to default to the apparently superior game. I've never seen gameplay of it.
You guys know, and I'm probably considered a hater for this, but I haven't played a lot of the Resident Evil deep cut games like these. I've only played some of the major ones. Never played that, but I did play on Derek's recommendation, actually. Remember Derek? Pour one out for Derek. We don't know what it is. Derek recommended, I think he might have even gifted to me Pillars of Eternity a long time ago or something, and I played several hours of it and thought this game is excellent, and then I got distracted by some new thing that came out. But I remember being like, hey, this is dated, and I could tell it's not brand new, but man, is this good. So I got to vote for that one anyway, even if,
Oh, Resident Evil, you had a good run.
So Pillars of Eternity will move
on.
Did
it though? It was one round. I just want to make you feel that.
Well, it's your fault, Jeffrey, for not playing it. So.
All right, at number 28, Helldivers going up against number 37, Downwell.
Helldivers is like one of my favorite games that come out in that generation.
When I visited you, Kyle, like that, we played that together.
Yeah, that's a great game.
Yeah, that game is like a hardcore Robotron style game.
Are we all in on Helldivers?
So good. Yes, that game is awesome.
Holy diver.
It's like the closest you'll get to Starship Troopers, the video game.
Downwell is one of those ones that I'm always like, I should try Downwell, and I never have played it.
I've even heard of that.
Oh, it's one where you turn.
What is it?
You turn the screen sideways if you're on like your Switch or on your PSP or Vita, whatever it was. Like I feel like you held it sideways to play it because it was kind of mobile style, and you actually fall. You like your character's falling. I can't remember all the details, but I remember people liked it. All right. Forza Motorsport 6 against Dragon Quest Heroes, the Warriors game for Dragon Quest Heroes. And Forza Motorsport was the 12th highest ranked game against 53 for DQ Heroes. I'm out on this one. I haven't played either one.
Motorsport for me, I think that game is amazing.
Okay.
For some reason, this is the one generation of Motorsport I didn't play. I played 5 and then 7ben. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, okay.
But so I didn't play either one of these. So I
can I tell you, Jeff? Same car, same tracks.
That is great.
All right, Derek.
Dan, did you play either of these?
I mean, Dragon Quest, so by default. Just
okay. But that one's gonna head out, and Forza Motorsport 6 moves on. All right, the number 21, The Legend of Heroes: Trails of Cold Steel, going up against number 44, Hand of Fate.
It's Hand of Fate.
So that's one that's been free, like on Games with Gold a bunch, and I think PS Plus even. It's been given away a bunch.
I mean, I know the Trails of Cold Steel.
I know it's like the U2 album on Apple devices, but I feel like
stop it.
I feel like I have Hand of Fate in several game libraries, and I've never played it. So I don't know.
I know Trails of Cold Steel is like super popular. Like they're all connected and the story like keeps continuing over. I think they're on like the 5th one by now.
They're on like 5 or 6 now, yeah. I've played the original Legend of Heroes and I've played Trails of Steel.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this has got like Persona like elements where like you're going to school and in between like fights, like you're talking to people.
I didn't know
it's pretty cool, but it feels like a budget Persona. But for me, it's
Did
that one.
Did anybody play either of these?
I did, yeah. I'm choosing this one.
Oh, okay.
I haven't,
didn't
but I
play
just
either one.
Okay, same here.
I just
Alright.
know Trials is good.
Legend of Heroes: Trails of Cold Steel. We'll move on. Here we
Ooh.
go. Number 2.
Oh, get out
Oh
of here
no! Oh
The
no!
Witcher 3 Wild Hunt going up against Mad Max. This is not cool because there's a bunch of spots up here that I don't care about that I want Mad Max to be in. You know what I
Tim,
mean?
just move it. Just move it, Tim. Just move it up.
This is annoying because I really love both these games, but it's not really fair because Witcher 3 is like one of my instant favorite games of all time, and Mad Max was like, oh, this is one of the more fun open world games of this gen. Like, see the difference there? So
Yeah.
for me, it's Witcher 3, and it's not that matchup isn't close, but Mad Max was probably in my definitely top 10 for this year, maybe even top 5. I don't know. It was up there.
Yeah. I mean, Witcher definitely. So
Witcher. Yeah, I feel crappy about it because it's a David and Goliath type of thing. But
Jeff,
That's
can you
fine.
vote
That's
for?
fine. I'll be the Mad Max vote. That's
Okay,
fine.
thank you for voting for Mad Max.
And that's a genuine vote because I just didn't play enough Witcher 3.
Okay, fair enough. See, there we go. Mad Max got a vote. I feel sad about
There
that.
you go. Yeah.
Like, I should have just swapped it with one of these.
yeah, and then look at these ones here. Like, who cares about these next ones?
yeah, we're gonna move one of these. Actually, Galaxy's pretty rad.
Galaxy
We're
is
gonna move one of
pretty-
these forward.
Galaxy
yeah.
is pretty rad. It's a little
Kyle
bit like
showed that one to me too, and I was like, "Oh, this is
Yeah, the
actually really
Saturday
good.
morning cartoon vibe.
Dude, it's really
Yeah.
it's like the what's that racer one? Speed Racer. It's kind of Speed Racer vibe a little
very
bit.
speed racer. Yeah.
Yeah. But I also did play N++. It's the stick figure jumping and bouncing off walls. You're like a ninja basically
That
running through
sounds
these
so
levels.
familiar. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I had it on the Xbox 360. I liked that game, but I'm gonna go with Galaxy. I think
Yeah,
it's
Galaxy's fun.
stylish.
Galaxy is cool. Yeah.
And that's at number 31 against N++ 32. Anybody else play? Dan, do you play either of these?
No, I haven't played either one.
All right, so Galaxy will take the
Yep.
win.
Galaxy's good.
All right.
Better than Mad Max, right, guys?
And no, no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
that's the right answer.
Number 15, Her Story against number 50, Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Oh, all right.
Kyle, let's start with you this time.
Oh God.
I mean-
Did you play both?
Yeah, I did play both. That's the thing.
Okay.
Boy, one for. I'm gonna go Syndicate. I don't find Her Story to be like amazing like everybody else
Okay.
does. So I know.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's move
Kyle
over
hates
to the.
gays. This just in. You know.
Let's move over to Jeff then. Jeff, which one would you pick?
Her Story. I just didn't play Syndicate. To me, I was in my anti-Assassin's Creed phase where I was just like, I don't care. They keep coming out with them. They're all the same. Whatever. I just ignored it. So
That was a good time to be in that phase because
I'm
then
sure it
Origins
was-
came out 2 years after that, and it was like, hey, they changed everything.
Oh
but
wait,
Her
hold
Story
on.
is like a totally different like.
That's not the. That's
It's
not
so
the one
weird
where...
to call it a game, but that's such a like unique experience that I'd never had before with a game. So
Story. No, that I don't think we're thinking of that. The one where you're going around that house, right? And it feels like a horror game.
no,
Yeah.
No, that's
Ah.
Gone Home.
Right,
That's
Gone
Gone
Home.
Home.
Okay, that's what it sounded like you guys were describing, and I was like, wait a minute, that's not.
no,
Her
you're just
Story-
watching. You're watching like testimony or somebody testify or something, and you're trying
Like
to figure out.
depositions almost.
Yeah,
you know?
it's depositions basically,
Right.
and
yeah.
you're trying to piece together as like her
I
story.
had it mixed
guess.
up. You're right. Yeah, I had it mixed up. I was thinking Gone Home. Yeah.
Okay. That's
Either
what I
way,
thought.
you pick Syndicate.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dan, do you have a pick here?
Yeah, definitely Syndicate.
Yeah, I'm all in on Syndicate too. I think it was actually they fine-tuned that formula they had before, and I thought they really delivered pretty well on a really good Assassin's Creed game before they kind of threw everything out and started over with Origins.
Yeah.
There's like that's the one like the Gangs of London one, right?
It
Yep.
is, yeah.
It
Oh
is,
man,
yeah.
there's
With
so
the-
many
with the
modes.
brother
It's like
sister.
30 versus
Yeah.
30 games.
So there's
It's pretty
there's
cool.
the twins. It's Jacob and I forget the sister's name, and then you've got the grapple hook that they introduced, which was
Is
really
it
cool.
Eve?
Jacob and Eve, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Syndicate's a good game. All right,
Yeah.
Rise of the Tomb Raider at number 18 up against Rock Band 4.
Rise.
I actually like both of these games a lot.
Jeff,
dude.
which one would you pick?
This is very easy for me. Rise of the Tomb Raider because Rock Band 4 at launch was a piece of garbage.
Okay.
See,
Yeah,
I just
whoa,
Rock
whoa.
Band all just is Rock Band to me. So
Yeah,
I forget
exactly.
that 4 like launched
It
pretty
was
horribly.
it had so many latency problems and
Rock
like
Band.
Oh, on a
Oh.
rhythm game, latency issues.
Dude,
That's
it not
hard.
even
Alright.
good
now.
It's,
It
I'm
might
sorry.
be unplayable,
It is
yeah.
good now, but guess how long it took? It took them like 2 years to release Rivals, and then it became good. So like
Rock
and
Band 4.
reliable. Rock Band 4 was like so frustrating.
I'm
Jeff,
glad you said
sometimes
that.
to play
people-
All right.
to play as a
sometimes
drummer, it was
people-
just really frustrating.
I'm
Sometimes
glad you
people
said
make
something,
mistakes in the past, and then they work through them, and then in the future, everything's fine.
Yeah, but Rise of the Tomb Raider was great right away. So I'm
Yeah, it
just saying.
was. Dan, are you
No,
trying
because
to
it
get
only
us?
came out at Xbox at first, and we were all mad about it. Remember?
That's
I
right.
remember that. I think Dan's trying to get us to not pick Rise because it was only on Xbox and because it was didn't Square publish this and he's mad at them right now.
I'm so mad. Just so mad.
What did they
No
do?
longer a Square property, I guess.
Did they do
Well,
something?
like they hate American developers apparently. So.
All right, so we're gonna move Rise of the Tomb Raider over. I think that one's getting the votes. Yes.
Well,
Rise of the
I
Tomb
was
Raider
picking
is like
Rock
one of the
Band,
best.
Oh, you're picking Rock
Uncharted
Band,
clones
I
ever.
picked Rock Band, but
Okay. I'm all in on Rise
that's
on
just
that
fun
one.
as hell. So.
I did love when Rivals finally came out for Rock Band, that expansion that like had like a story and stuff like that, and yeah, you were still allowed to export in your playlists from Rock Band 1, 2, and 3, and all your DLC and stuff within a certain window. I don't think you could do it anymore. And that's the title that they still support if you wanted to play Rock Band.
I was able to carry over songs from those. I don't know how.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I don't know if you can anymore because of licensing and stuff. But
all right,
but
guys,
I'm saying I just did recently.
The 7th highest ranked game of the year,
Yeah.
Kerbal Space Program, going up against Dying Light at number 58.
Oh.
So I actually never played Kerbal Space Program. I know it was a big hit. I think it was on the Wii U, but now it's across a bunch of platforms. You can go play it, I think, on PC and other places now.
Yeah, I think my brother's playing it on PC.
But
like, a lot.
I'm picking Dying Light here, personally.
Yeah.
Dan, what about you?
Dying Light, sir.
Okay, Jeff?
Dying Light, yeah, that's the only one I've played.
And Kyle?
And I enjoyed
Dying
it
Light.
too. So.
All right, Dying Light takes out Kerbal Space Program. All right, number 26, Soma against Minecraft Story Mode. Now, I'm going to go Minecraft Story Mode, I think, because just Patton Oswalt was really funny.
Dude, that game's actually really fun. It's a Telltale game,
fun.
so it's really fun. Yeah.
It's funny. That's my pick. Jeff, is that your pick too?
I didn't play enough of Soma. It was a first-person horror game, and you're kind of like, but like in a sci-fi element. So like you're on a spaceship, and there's a bunch of scary crap going on. So I didn't play enough of it, but it is good. But yeah, Story Mode was just jolly. Like that was one of those Telltale games where they were in the zone that
Super fun.
that era, and like they were just like hitting out of the park with the humor in that game. Patton Oswalt, like you said, was great.
He was great. Dan?
I have not played either one.
And Kyle?
I have played half of Soma. I haven't gotten to the good stuff in the story. I hear it's got one of the greatest video game stories of all time.
I've heard. People love it.
And I really liked what I played. Don't really care about Minecraft story, sorry. So Soma for me.
Soma, and then the tiebreaker. So Soma will move on.
Oh, snap.
Poor Patton Oswalt. I hope he lands on his feet after this.
I hope he does okay.
Right.
He needs to stop taking selfies with. Anyway, all right.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Batman Arkham Knight at number 10, going up. Wait, is that right? Arkham City was what I was supposed to put there, right?
Not Arkham Knight. You have it right.
It's
Arkham City was 2 years ago. 2 years.
Oh
before
yeah.
I think you said City in the first round.
Or actually, Arkham City was 2011.
No, Arkham City's the middle one, and then that's the one.
Yeah. No, I think you might have said the wrong thing in the first round. But
Arkham Knight was this year. And by the way, the 10th ranking is clearly not the PC version, which we all know was a complete disaster for that launch.
Yeah, I bought it years after, actually, and it was still a piece of garbage on my PC. I was like, what is going on? Why won't they fix this?
Yeah. And that's going up against Transformers Devastation at number 55. So I've played Devastation all the way through the end. I still never finished Arkham Knight. I just wasn't a huge fan of the tank mode. There were so many tank levels.
Yep.
But I still liked it better overall as a game than Transformers. So that's my pick.
That was 2015. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. That's so Dan, what do you pick there?
I've actually never. Still haven't gotten to Arkham Knight, so I guess by default Transformers.
Did you like Transformers though?
No, I did. I never finished it, but I liked it. It's also made in sevens.
You know. Kyle.
I think Arkham Knight gets like dumped on for no reason. I think that game's awesome. So.
And Jeff, did you say Arkham Knight?
Yeah, you and I feel the same about Arkham Knight. I didn't finish it because I didn't like all of the forced Batmobile segments, even though the Batmobile is cool. It was a cool introduction.
Cool. I agree that there's too many segments of it, but like I never bemoaned like, I hate being in the Batmobile.
It's still good. It's still really good though. Like I
don't like this.
Yeah, I don't like this. Yeah, I will say, okay, I get it. By the end of the game, especially because it's so heavy on the use of the tank, but. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to move past this one quickly. Life is Strange at 23 against this guy at 5. Can we all just pick Life is Strange?
Life is Strange.
Are we like the 4 people who don't give a ranked people this guy on Earth?
Probably.
Because that's like one of the most beloved RPG series.
It's like another made-up game to me.
It's a strategy RPG.
But it's ranked 42nd, so it clearly wasn't that beloved this year. And then Life is Strange.
I guess the days of it being loved universally are like behind it.
All right, Just Cause 3 at 62 is going up against the third ranked game of the year. That's Bloodborne. Is this even close for anybody?
It's Bloodborne, right?
I'm not gonna play Bloodborne, so just put my vote at Just Cause 3 because I played it
Oh
and
my
liked it.
gosh.
I abstain from Bloodborne just out of principle because Souls games are dumb. So
Have you played Bloodborne?
You're playing
yes,
a Souls
yeah,
game.
no,
You beat it. Didn't you beat it?
Yeah, no, I did.
Okay, all right.
All right, MLG over here. Jesus.
I know, for real. For real.
I mean, I beat it,
Ooh.
but God, it's terrible.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Oh, you guys are gonna ruin my whole day here. We're gonna let Metal Gear Solid go on.
All
We're gonna
right,
kill
so
Yakuza
for
5
those of
right
you
now.
who are just listening, we got Yakuza 5 going up against Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, number 30 and number 35,
I
respectively.
refuse to participate.
You know, it's funny, after just playing through Sleeping Dogs, which I enjoyed immensely, and now I'm watching Tokyo Vice, I'm like, I gotta play these Yakuza games.
Yeah, you do,
But-
Tim.
I know. But I loved Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons.
I
It
do
just
too.
hit me right in the heart, and I loved it. So that's my pick.
It's
Yeah,
actually in the games of like most emotional impact I've ever played.
Wow.
Brothers, A Tale of
Dude,
Two
I
Sons,
agree with
so.
you, man. That one got me. Yeah. Is that your pick?
No, it's Yakuza 5. You're crazy.
No.
But brothers,
You had me going.
is a worthy defeater. You know.
Okay, Jeff.
Yeah, Brothers. I don't think I touched Yakuza yet until like 6 or Judgment, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
So I didn't play Yakuza, but Brothers is like a hell of a game, dude.
Dan, did you play both of these or either
I
of
have
these?
not played either one.
Uh-oh, Yakuza's gonna win.
Oh snap!
Fuck.
Yeah.
Jeff is furious.
Nani?
Now listen, if this were a situation where none of
Nani
us
the
played or
fuck, guys.
if none of us cared about Yakuza, then I'd be like, that's dumb. But like this makes sense because
Yeah.
Kyle loves it. I'm cool with it. But
Oh,
Brothers
look
is
at those two.
yeah, that'll be an
Yakuza
interesting one.
Yeah.
Dirt
Oh, well, It's not
Rally.
interesting, guys. Don't
It's
don't
not.
feign interest.
Who cares? Who
Dirt
cares?
Rally against Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Dirt Rally is the 14th against 51. Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Jeff, which one?
Oh, Everybody's Gone to the Rapture was in like my top 5 that year. I love that
Okay.
game. It's indie AF, and people will mock it for that, Derek.
It's a walking simulator.
It
Jeff.
is. It's a walking thing, but the story is like visual, and you kind of have to piece it together yourself. And
So
I really love
I
it.
played enough to know what it is. I didn't want to piece it together myself, but I thought it was cool, and I never played Dirt Rally, so that's my pick as well. Dan?
I'm going Rapture. Oh my bad.
I think I
Oh,
played
Kyle,
that
okay.
one, but not enough to have any sort of opinion on it, to be honest. So
So you abstain on this one?
yeah, I just say.
But Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. We'll take down Dirt Rally. Just fine
It's
with
such
me.
a cool ending. Man, that ending hit real hard. I'm not gonna
All
lie.
right, guys. Rocket League going up against Jotun. And so if you ever played Jotun, that was kind of an isometric Viking game.
It's a Viking game. It's fun.
It's pretty cool. The follow-up they played was Sundered, which was one of my favorite games the year that came out. I loved Sundered. I recommend
I didn't
it.
realize those were the same guys. That's really cool.
I
Yeah,
didn't know
they-
that either. Yeah.
Fantastic art style in both of
I
these
like
games.
Sundered a lot. Yeah.
But Rocket League, not even close.
Yeah, I mean Rocket League, obviously.
Yeah,
I
I'm
have
actually
played
gonna
these
agree
two
with
in
that,
Rocket
even though I like Yo.
Yeah, I have played these two in Rocket League.
Yeah. Okay.
They did
So Rocket
Spirit
League.
Fair too. That's really rad. I love
Yeah.
those guys.
Awesome. Yeah.
I love
Dude,
those
they,
guys.
Fair,
they
yeah.
make good games. I'm telling you, if you like Metroid type games, it's more melee. It's more like the
It is.
melee stuff in Ori, but Sundered is fantastic. I highly
Sundered
recommend
is great.
Sundered.
Yeah.
All right. Fallout 4 against Hotline Miami 2. Fallout 4 was the 6th highest ranked game that year. Hotline Miami 2 is
Wow.
59.
This is one that the reviewers really liked, but people didn't. Fallout 4.
Yeah, I remember that getting dumped on in the group and stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not going to bring out negativity on Fallout 4 because I haven't played it enough. I've only played it a little bit, not enough to really rank it, but I am Hotline Miami 2 on this one. Jeff?
Fallout 4.
Okay. Dan?
Yeah, Fallout 4 was not that pissa. It was not that pissa. Get it because it takes place in Boston. Not that pissa.
I get it now.
Okay.
I can't tell if that means it's good or
Go
bad. I'm just gonna vote
Sox.
for it.
No,
Okay.
Cool sucks. You're not a co-op.
I think it was just too similar to like the ones right before it. There
Wait,
wasn't
so
enough.
Well,
you-
I think
are you
the big
picking-
reason
I'm confused.
was
No,
that
I'm
a
not
lot of the
voting. No, I'm just
hardcore
talking- I'm just
RPG
talking.
elements were stripped from it, so it's like it wasn't
Fallout
maybe as
4, yeah.
hardcore as some
I'm
other
just
things.
saying that I think a lot of people were kind of like whatever on it because it was like, oh, well, you're just like taking literally Cream and plopping it in Boston. So it's like,
Okay.
what did
Oh,
that's
I don't know. I got more out of it than that, but I don't know.
I
Kyle,
definitely-
your
Teach their-
Fallout 4.
These are two of my favorite games of the year, but Fallout 4 for me.
Okay, so
You should
Hotline
see
Miami-
you should see my dad's nudist colony.
Fallout 4 moves on.
Okay.
Hotline Miami 2 is done. Xenoblade Chronicles X on the
Oh, wow.
Wii U against Guitar Hero Live. I'm gonna have to abstain, and it's 27th and 38th
I cannot believe Guitar Hero Live is that high. That game sucks so bad.
Well, hold on, real quick though. The online mode eventually added some decent songs, but like now you can't even access it. Now you literally can't even access. Yeah, you can't. I tried the other day when I was like feeling to play some Rock Band. I was like, "Are you kidding me? I can't even."
Dan, I've learned something about you today that you like these like band games.
I'm
super into it. That's a great revelation.
Yeah, that's awesome. Everything Rock Band 3 and before that, I was obsessed in Guitar Hero, obsessed. But like this new era was just not impressive to me.
Yeah.
So Dan, I'll let you decide if you want to go with. Okay, I'm going to think of it like at its highest point or my overall thoughts. Which one would you pick?
Oh, here? I still play. Pick Xenoblade Chronicles.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
And remember, this is the X one. I never played X, which was.
Ooh, hold on. No, hold on. Yeah, you're right. I didn't play that one. So I guess.
Oh, damn.
I guess live by default.
Yeah. I've heard it's great. I really want to play X.
Chronicles X is like my favorite.
That's the one with the mechs, right?
Yeah, it's not on the Switch yet, right?
No, it's entombed on the Wii U right now.
Yeah, Kyle and I did the top. We had a podcast before. The name of it was There Is No Podcast because we were funny, and and he was like telling me about this one in our top 10 for that year. Like,
it sounds good. I want to play this.
You get like 40 hours in the game, and they're like, now you get mechs, and like the whole rest of the game changes, and it's one of the best paced JRPGs I've played in a long time.
So that's where mine and Kyle's voting for it. I have to pick it because I didn't play either of these. Jeff, which one did you?
Because
Dan. Dan has to pick this one.
Dan picked that one. Because I don't like Guitar Hero Live, I'll abstain. So
okay,
I guess the Xenoblade.
Xenoblade Chronicles X. We'll move on.
Yeah, there was some decent like metal songs that they added later on.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything wrong with the songs in my opinion. It's just the
I
didn't care for the controller changes like at all.
Oh, see, I liked it. I liked because it just at least was different. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, it's not just literally the same thing but newer songs. Like they took a break, they kind of changed things up. I just think the song selection on the single player was effing garbage, dude. Like, get your Eminem shit out of here. That's not a rock song. It's literally just a rap song. But
all right, that game's out of the tournament. That game's out of the tournament. It's out. All right, so Crypt of the Necro Dancer going up against Evolve, and I never played Evolve. I have a full understanding of what it is because that was a huge there was so much news about that game building up to. I remember everyone talking about it.
It was the big follow up to Left 4 Dead 2. You know, everyone was really excited for it.
Crypt of the Necro Dancer was the number 11th ranked game of that year. I've played it, and I can tell you that's incredibly overrated unless you're really into it's a very indie style grid-based game where you have to move in rhythm. Like it's creative, but I just did not like it. But
I'm there with you, Tim.
I understand why people like it. I just feel like it's overrated to the max. It's crazy to me. So I'll abstain because I didn't play either of them enough or know about them enough to really pick. But I wasn't thrilled by either one, to be honest with you. Either one of these games. Jeff, do you play either one?
I abstain. I didn't play either one.
All right. Kyle, Dan?
Evolve, but again, like this game had no legs. You know, people were into it for like a month.
I haven't played either one, so.
All right, so Crypt of the Necro Dancer, we'll move on.
The best game of the year, Crypt of the Necro Dancer, moves
on.
Win.
It's gonna win.
It's gonna win, guys.
Solid, I promise.
Cities Skylines going up against Disney Infinity 3.0. So that's number 22 and City Skylines at number 43 Disney Infinity. So I'm first going to cast I played both of these, a good amount on both. I'm going to go with Disney Infinity 3.0 because I just thought that was a lot of fun and I liked the little figurines, and that's the only one of these toys to life things I ever played, and I thought that one was pretty fun.
I own every Marvel and Star Wars Disney Infinity figure, every single one of them. They're actually worth a crap ton of money now, which is crazy. If you have a collection.
We're gonna vote for you on that.
Yeah, please. I actually really enjoyed this game too. I thought it was super fun, and yeah.
By the way, those are the folks that are making Hogwarts. I think that made this. I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Someone fact check me. No one's fact checking.
I think we discussed this a couple of times and we got them mixed up, but it could be wrong.
Because we thought it was
like
I thought it was
they made the Cars games
always, right? And
yeah, we thought it was the guys who made the Mordor games. It turns out
they did make this game. You're right. They made this 3.0.
Yeah.
Hey, it's looking good. So
anybody else play or Dan or
I picked City Skylines because that's actually a great
it is good.
Like SimCity clone, but like more detailed. Like
I'm never gonna play a game like City Skylines. Don't care about that. Value my time a little more than that. So
do you though? Do you?
So I just wanted to say that because I have to abstain because I never played either one of these.
Okay, so City Skylines will move on. That's a bummer.
Yeah, I don't really know about
Piece of
that.
garbage. City
Skylines.
Crap. More like sky
moves.
crap.
All right, no, that's fine. You're racist against cities. That's fine.
All right, round 3. Metal Gear
None?
Solid 5 going up against Invisible Ink. Let's just move MGS 5 over because no one's played.
Guys, Metal Gear Solid 5 plays great.
Invisible Ink is literally an invisible game.
I mean, like Metal Gear Solid here at the top is just easy, breezing right through these like nonsense games. Like
I know. All right, well, this one's gonna be interesting. We got Until Dawn at number 49 against number 17, OlliOlli 2, which OlliOlli 2 is my pick. So
it's gonna win.
Dan?
I mean, Until Dawn, definitely.
Oh,
okay.
damn.
Kyle?
Yeah, Until Dawn. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The correct pick, Until Dawn.
Yeah.
I forgot that you played it, Dan. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, that's a fantastic game.
All right. Ori and the Blind Forest at number 8 against Halo 5 at number 25.
Wow.
I'm going Ori.
Shocker.
Dan.
Shocker.
Ori, bro.
Jeffrey.
Halo 5.
Kyle.
Or like Galo 5.
Halo 5.
Uh-oh, that's a close one, but Ori is going to win on the tiebreaker because of the ranking.
Yeah, on the tiebreaker, yeah.
Damn it. Yeah.
Ooh, that's a close one. All right, so Halo 5 makes it to round 3.
Derek
but
would be so mad about that one.
Well, if he were here, then it would have won.
Oh no, that's true because he likes Ori. Never mind. I was going with the indie. I was going with the indie.
I think it's an early matchup for the games of that caliber from that.
Yeah.
All right, Super Mario Maker at I missed it. Is that number 9 against Axiom Verge at number 24? So
yeah, Mario Maker's higher.
I'm going Mario Maker on this one.
Same for me, Mario Maker.
Super Mario.
And Dan.
Super Mario.
Jeff?
I haven't played either one. I've only played Axiom Verge 2.
Okay.
So I don't know, whatever you want to make of that. But I guess go Mario Maker.
Mario Maker moves along. Undertale going up against Project Cars. Kyle, I'm going to start with you, Kyle.
Undertale, yeah.
Dan?
Haven't played either one.
All right. Jeff?
Undertale, like the Dementors.
Yeah, same thing. I'm going to go Undertale on that one. I need to play that game all the way through. I know it's not that long.
Yeah, me too.
I'd like to beat it myself.
It's as long as you make it, apparently.
Yeah.
Then I played it the perfect amount then.
Skylanders at number 13 against SteamWorld Heist at number 20. This is sad because I know it's going to lose, but I'm going to go SteamWorld Heist because it's really good.
I've never played either of these.
Yeah, never played either one of these.
Yeah, same here.
So Skylander Superchargers is going to go up against Necro Dancer for.
Wow, I so love that these two games made it so far, but Mad Max got knocked out.
I know, right?
Dumb website.
Oh, you know what? I wonder if it's gonna. Did it work? Even the website's like no.
You don't want that. Yeah.
You're picking Activision over.
You don't need that.
By the way, I do recommend SteamWorld Heist if you like those games and those vibes. That's a really fun one. It's one of those things where you also have like a laser sight as you're aiming at
series of games is good, right? Like SteamWorld, like people.
But like the idea is you move into I'll think like Worms, like the Worms games where you kind of move into place and you have different weapons to choose from. You can hide behind cover and then try to shoot them and then move again. Like
huge Worms fan.
But then it's their turn. They get to move and shoot. So I don't know. I like those games. All right, Pillars of Eternity going up against Helldivers. I think we're all going to pick Helldivers here. Yeah,
we haven't played Pillars of Eternity.
I mean, I have for a few hours, but I still pick. I think Helldivers is too fun.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, so Helldivers is the pick. So that's going to upset number 5. Pillars is now out as Helldivers moves on. Number 12, Forza Motorsport 6 up against Legend of Heroes: Trails of Cold Steel. I abstain. Dan?
Technically, I've not played either one.
Okay. Jeff, Kyle?
I haven't played either one.
I've played both Forza.
All right. Forza Motorsport 6 will move on.
Yeah, good run.
Witcher Wild Hunt against Galaxy.
We all know who's going to win here.
All right. Let's move
just put 4 and Witcher 3. Yeah.
Let's just move Witcher 3 along here.
Galaxy. Just keep this moving.
What an upset.
Let's keep this moving.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed Syndicate up against Rise of the Tomb Raider, 2 of the better kind of open world action RPGs. I don't know who to pick yet. Someone else pick it.
It's Rise of the Tomb Raider, and it's like a
Rise for me too.
God damn it. Syndicate, obviously.
I'm picking Syndicate too.
Rise is actually higher rated.
I pick Syndicate, but the tiebreaker goes to Rise.
God damn it.
Because they're right.
The better game won.
Right, yeah, Tomb Raider. Rise of the Tomb Raider is one of the best.
It's really good.
Games of that.
Whatever. You're all a bunch of Lara Croft.
No, listen, it's actually really close. I think they're both to me they're almost tied, but I preferred Assassin's Creed.
Lara.
But they're both really good. Dying Light up against Soma. I'm going Dying Light here.
Dying Light.
Dying Light.
I just wish I played more Soma. I
want to double back to it and beat it, to be honest.
Yeah, it was really good. It's got some cool vibes.
I might check the Steam store to see if it's on sale.
On that PC. All right, Life is Strange at 23, going up against Batman Arkham Knight at number 10.
Oh, this sucks so bad.
To me, it's not that bad. I think Life is Strange is
I think Life is Strange is one of the best games of it type ever.
Yeah, to me, it's way better than.
I still think about that.
Jeff, the amount of times that you and I reached out to each other after we beat an episode. Oh my God! She pulled up in the wheelchair, and like Arkham Knight has no moments like that. Like, in fact, it's a regurgitated story of Red Hood. So it's like all the plot beats already if you read the comics. And
sure.
Life is Strange. Like, I feel like every 10 minutes I was like, what the F?
Dude, I legit still think about the ending. Like, I still think about it sometimes. I'm just like, God, that was so like that. Why did they make me do that?
Pick, Dan?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Definitely.
And Jeff?
All right, Life is Strange.
All right.
I love Night. I think Arkham Knight's awesome.
Batman Arkham Knight is defeated.
Dude, I kind of
Life is Strange, but I'm not happy about it.
All right. I'm gonna make Kyle pick first here. Bloodborne against Yakuza 5.
I mean, it's Yakuza 5, but I understand how this is going.
Go ahead.
Pick Dan.
I mean, I would pick Yakuza 5 just out of spite, but I have to pick Bloodborne. So
why?
We're getting a lot of spite to the podcast tonight.
Do you really not like Bloodborne?
No, again, it's my cartoony angst against Souls games.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Okay, I get it.
Because that's
where does Bloodborne rank though for you? Like, is it better than Souls? Worse than Souls?
Mean, to me, it's
you're like it's all the same to me, baby.
To me, it's the same. It's just slightly faster, and I have a gun. I mean,
I kind of feel
and
the same.
And it's got the car. So
when people are talking about, well, they're just different games. I'm like, they're not though. They're actually the exact same.
I don't.
One's a little quicker. Yeah.
Here comes the uninformed opinion because I haven't played the Dark Souls games more than a couple hours total. I thought it was a much different game that I really loved and got hooked on. Just like Elden Ring hooked me, Bloodborne also hooked me. The Dark Souls games
better at
have
Bloodborne than Dark Souls, and I actually beat that one.
But I think it's the
same. Everything
never worked.
It's like sort of the strategy of learning the enemy and kind of timing things and all. Like that pattern. Like kind of that pattern.
Just things are sped up. Which
Jeff,
I have to abstain. I haven't played. Well, I haven't played more than an hour of Bloodborne, and I was like, oh, I died. I give up. So
easy to die in that first
quitter.
I mean, to be fair, you start the game dead, but whatever.
Touche.
Everybody's gone to the Rapture up against Rocket League.
It has to be Rocket League. I'm the only Rapture guy, so.
No, I'm going Rapture, man.
Really?
Rapture way more than Rocket
Kyle,
League,
I swear to God.
All right, let's go back. Jeff, which one do you pick?
Fine. If somebody else is voting with me, then I'm going Rapture.
Yes.
God, is that embarrassing? Which one do you pick? Which one do you pick to?
I prefer Everybody's Gone to Rapture.
Okay, Kyle.
I prefer it as well.
Dan.
Rocket League, obviously.
Yeah, it's not even a walking simulator over a driving soccer game. You guys are crazy. All right, Rocket League.
I feel crazy, to be honest. So.
Rocket League moves on.
There's more to it than that. There's more depth than that, Tim. Jeez.
All right, my bad. Everybody's got some good representation though. Made a couple rounds. That's pretty good. All right,
that's the sequel. Everybody's got good representation.
Everyone's got
Fallout 4 up against Xenoblade Chronicles X. Fallout 4 is at number 6. Anyway, I can't vote on this one.
Huh. Oh yeah.
God, this is.
I mean,
pretty hard.
I pick Fallout 4 by default just because I haven't played X. So.
I'm gonna pick Fallout 4 myself because I definitely played more of that game. But yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles X. You guys, if that game ever comes out to Switch, like.
Yeah, I want to try it.
It's a must play.
Yeah, I like Fallout 4, so I'm gonna go with Fallout 4. I haven't played Xenoblade, so.
Alrighty.
It has to lose.
Crypt of the Necrodancer, Cities Skylines. Again, I have played both of these, and to me, Cities Skylines, like Dan said, it is a really good SimCity clone. So that's my pick.
Yeah, same here.
Abstain.
Oh crap! All right, so Crypt of the Necrodancer moves on.
Well, you guys ruined it.
I'm sorry.
You guys ruined it.
That's right. It'll lose.
Soiled it.
It'll lose next time. All right, round 4. Couple rounds left. This is sorry if you're listening, you hate this, but I think it's fun. All right, Metal Gear Solid 5 up against Until Dawn.
All right, here we go, guys.
I'm gonna throw my vote on Metal Gear Solid 5. Dan.
I need to think about this for a second.
All right, Jeff.
Until Dawn.
Oh wow!
I didn't even think about it.
Really?
Are we reeling me right now?
Okay.
It's been like 3 weeks of me Metal Gear
this is
Solid
Kyle
5
who loves Metal Gear. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay, I'm just gonna say you have said multiple times, Kyle. I wrote it down. This Metal Gear Solid 5 is one of the best playing games ever made.
Because I feel like I have to say something nice about it. So.
Okay, got it. All right, and that's a pretty extreme, nice thing to say. Jeff, which one would you pick?
But it's true though too. That's a very true statement.
Jeff, which one would you pick?
It's Until Dawn. I didn't play more than like a couple hours of MGS, so.
Oh man, so this is up to me now.
Oh, we're gonna piss off some people.
You guys are insane.
Oh Jesus! I mean,
well, I haven't played more than like a couple hours. I don't know.
You know how often I think about Until Dawn? You know how often I think about Metal Gear Solid 5? I don't, because it'll make me mad. So I think about Until Dawn a lot though, especially as Quarry is coming out.
All right, Dan, you got to make a pick. Are we sending Metal Gear Solid 5, the #1 ranked game of the year, home in round 4?
Yes.
Are you serious?
My goodness.
Man, I feel like for journalistic integrity reasons, you should choose Metal Gear Solid 5.
No. Here's the thing, Kyle. Like, you're definitely like on a scale of 1 to 10, a higher Metal Gear fan than I am. But I love Metal Gear. Like, I really super love that series, and I agree with you. I think 5 is like, it starts out like, oh, this feels like a Kojima. Oh, wait, what's going on for the rest?
Yeah, you can tell the moment he was fired from the project.
It's like,
the story just kind of stops, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. And that's what I love about that series is that story.
Hey, that's gonna turn out fine because that opens the door hopefully for Ori to win. Probably not, because you guys are gonna vote that out too, you animals. All right, Ori and the Blind Forest.
Make Ori less frustrating.
If we make Until Dawn game of the year,
make it less frustrating by being better at games, Jeff.
Ori and the Blind Forest or Super Mario Maker, 2 great platforming experiences, number 8 and number 9. I'm going Ori, but man, Mario Maker is fantastic. Dan?
Ori.
Kyle?
Super Mario Maker.
Oof.
Jeff?
Ori.
Oh. Ori.
What game do you think that is? Okay.
It's Japanese, right? It's a Japanese game.
Yeah, that was something. Undertale up against Skylanders Superchargers. 2 games that I don't think I would have.
We gotta end Skylanders Superchargers.
Can we end this reign of terror, please?
Let's all vote for Undertale.
Because
everyone's on board with this.
Undertale,
okay.
yes. Undertale.
Activision did not deserve to make it that far.
I agree. All right, Forza Motorsport 6 at number 12, going up against Helldivers. I think it's 28 or so.
I love Motorsport 6, but Helldivers is a much more unique experience.
That's my pick, is Helldivers.
Yeah, Helldivers for me.
I agree. I'm going with Helldivers as well.
All right, Dan?
Yeah, Helldivers.
All right, cool. Sony's better.
That's one of those games that, of all the ones we mentioned, that's one of the games I'm like, can we just go play that after this? Like,
can we all get in a team and go play that?
That game is so fun.
I'd have to knock the rust off. It's been a minute, but I liked that game.
Yeah.
Witcher 3 Wild Hunt up against the Rise of the Tomb Raider. Tough one.
Tough
one.
But it should be a tough one, but it's really not. For you guys at least. Put me down for Rise.
Okay. God damn it, Jeff.
I didn't play enough of Witcher 3, I'm telling you. I voted for Mad Max as well, so.
I heard Kyle and Dan both said Witcher 3, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
It's like my number 3 favorite video game of all time, I think.
Yeah, man, it's. I haven't re-ranked my overall favorites in a while. I kind of been resisting it because I know it's gonna give me like a massive migraine trying.
I look at my list all the time and I go, no.
I don't like.
I'm never happy with it. I'm never happy. Like, it's just wait, this series isn't on there.
If I looked at it now, it would have some dumb crap at the very top, and I'll be like, I put that there? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Dying Light against Life is Strange. 2 games I enjoyed, but to me, Life is Strange was one of my favorites. So that's the one I'm picking.
Life is Strange for me.
I hate where this is going.
I think this was like 2 or 3 for me this year.
Life is
Strange.
This game.
Dan?
Yeah, no, definitely Life is Strange, but it's gonna probably be dead on the next round. So
it's just one of those things where it's like I cannot believe I give this much of a crap about like teenage girls. Like it's just, like the entire time I was playing, I was like, I can't believe how invested.
Well, it's just so heavy. Like everything that's going on.
It is, but it's relatable and like there's just a lot of things there.
I apparently put Journey in my top 10 of all time. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up that I did not make good decisions before.
All right, so this one's a matchup of two that are in my personal top 5. I have to double check. They might even be top 3. I can't remember, but 2 of my personal top 5 for this year. Bloodborne at number 3 overall in Metacritic against Rocket League, which I think was 19 overall. Between these 2, I personally, I got to go Rocket League by a hair just because it kind of changed. I went from being, I don't play online games anymore to I love this game and I always want to play with friends. So there was something special about Rocket League. It was just a very, very special game. I loved Bloodborne. It was my first FromSoft game that I played start to finish, but Rocket League's my pick, and it's really close, but it's my pick.
Not close for me at all. Rocket League.
I'm loving this. Oh,
I love this. Yeah.
Kyle?
I don't agree with this. It's Bloodborne for me, but y'all knocking Bloodborne out, it just feels good to me. So
Yeah, Rocket League. I'm voting Rocket League. Rocket League. Rocket League. Let's go.
Get that bad
Let's
boy
go,
out of
baby.
here.
Bloodborne is out.
Hell Dawn versus Rocket League for Game of the Year. Woo!
I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the one I played, and I like that game a lot. So,
That's fun. Yeah, I think.
All right, I'm gonna move Fallout 4 over Cryptid
Yeah,
Necro Dancer.
I don't know, man. Let's pause on this. Cryptid Dancer.
Fallout 4 advances. Cryptid
I don't
Necrodancer.
actually even believe Crypto the Necromancer is even real. So
That's so stupid.
Probably not.
All right, guys, we are in round 5, moving into the semifinals here. We're narrowing it down. I think we're down to 8 games. Until Dawn up against Ori and the Blind Forest. Jeff.
Until Dawn. I did have to think about it.
That's right. No, you don't. That's right.
Kyle.
Ori. No. Okay. Until Dawn.
Okay. Dan.
Yeah. I mean, I love Until Dawn, but I'm gonna go with Ori.
Yeah, it's because it's the
probably
better.
It's
That's because it's the better video game.
Listen, Until Dawn is fantastic. It's it's fantastic, but listen, Ori is.
I know that Until Dawn. Just to be very serious for a second, I never played it, but I do know that it kind of it did something new with the storytelling, way of storytelling in games, especially in horror, and I think it deserves all the love in the world for that. But for it to beat games like Metal Gear Solid 5 and Ori is so stupid. So we got it.
No, beating Metal Gear
because it's better than Ori. That's why. That's why we feel that way.
It's not a better video game than Ori.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
It's not. It is.
Yeah,
not.
I don't know.
No,
dude, tell me what other
guy,
games I can
Agent
kill the
Ward from
cheerleader
Agents
from
of
Heroes
Shield is in this
on.
game, guys.
Good
You know?
Yeah, can I kill the cheerleader from Heroes and Ori or?
Oh, you didn't get to the final boss.
Absolutely can.
You didn't get to the final boss. All right. Undertale against Helldivers.
Helldivers. I was still gonna say Helldivers.
Yeah, now I finally get to vote against Undertale.
Yeah, I was gonna say no.
All right, Helldivers it is.
Helldivers is awesome, dude. You can't.
I know, like for a lot of people who are like, Undertale's a 10 out of 10, they're losing their minds right now. But
Right, yeah.
Also get over it. So
that's fine.
I hate this.
This one's hard for me because they were two of my favorites. This is also. This might have been a top 3 matchup. Witcher 3 versus Life is Strange. This one's.
You can just go ahead and put me down for Life is Strange because I haven't played nearly enough of Witcher 3 to.
You can put me down for Witcher 3, even though these are 2 of my favorite games. Witcher 3 is just.
Yeah, me too.
Too good. Yeah.
Me too. Dan.
I hate this so much.
I know.
Yeah, I mean Witcher 3.
A walking simulator versus an open world game, guys. Come on.
Well.
I'm kidding. I
love talking. It's more like walking and talking.
Wait a second. And everybody's gone to the rapture. Can you rewind time?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Can you though?
Can you?
I don't know. Can you?
Okay, good. Rocket League against Fallout 4.
I mean, it's Fallout.
By the way, Witcher 3 moved on in the previous round. Rocket League versus Fallout 4. What'd you say, Dan or Kyle?
Fallout 4 for me.
Dan.
Rocket League.
Jeff.
Can you go, Tim? Do you know Tim?
Oh, I'm Rocket League all the way.
Okay.
So it wins already. It doesn't matter what you pick. Yeah, it wins.
No, it doesn't. Fallout 4 is higher ranked.
Is it?
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
But Jeff,
in my mind,
played
Rocket
League, and in my mind, the only reason you wouldn't vote for it is if you hate it. And I know that you don't hate Rocket League.
I don't hate
That's
Rocket.
not the only
That's the
reason.
thing.
He might just genuinely like Fallout 4 more.
I didn't know you played Fallout 4.
I did. Yes.
Oh,
I played
sorry.
Fallout 4.
In my bad. In my mind, he hadn't played it, and he was trying to decide whether or not to pick Rocket League to move ahead.
No, it's just
Okay.
Rocket. Both give me
They're
unique experience in gaming that year that I love. So
Yeah, no. Pick which one you liked more. That's fine.
I guess Fallout 4. God damn it.
All right, Fallout 4 wins the tiebreaker.
I hate this so much.
That's a close one.
Good, Dan. Good.
Not that it matters. Just going against the game that was gonna.
I'm gonna go play some Rocket League.
Good. No, I'm glad. Bye.
All right, guys, we are down to Ori and the Blind Forest, Helldivers, Witcher 3, and Fallout 4. Arguably 4 of the better games that year. That's fine.
I was not expecting Helldivers to make it this far.
Me neither,
I'm
but
so happy.
dude, it's all about the matchup. So Helldivers had to take out Downwell, Pillars of Eternity, Forza Motorsport 6, and Undertale to get here. Not really any of the crazy loved games. Undertale, sorry, was crazy loved, not by us. The 4 of us, right?
Yeah,
we didn't beat it. Yeah.
So it didn't have to fight its way through. Like Until Dawn made it through some crazy games, and so did Ori. Made it through some crazy games.
Yeah.
So, anyway, Ori versus Helldivers. I'm picking
really
Ori.
nice. Like 2 big indies from this year. This feels good.
I'm picking Ori on this one. Although I really enjoyed Helldivers. What a fun game. I loved it.
I'm going to Helldivers because Helldivers was my Rocket League that year. You're talking about social experiences and stuff like that. Like Helldivers was my social experience that year.
That's fair.
I'm with Kyle on that.
Ooh, 2 Helldivers votes here. All right, and Dan.
Ori.
Ori. So Ori wins the tiebreaker there with the.
Well, I guess Helldivers is gone like Rocket League. So how does that feel?
Oh, hold on a second, dude.
Wait, hold on there, dude.
Hold on a second, brother.
Let me tell you something, brother.
All right.
Let me tell you something, brother.
Witcher 3, Fallout 4. I think.
It's got to be Witcher 3, right?
It's got to be, I think. But Jeff, you're Fallout 4 on this one, right? Because
I'm Fallout. I have to be Fallout 4 on this one. I just didn't.
Dan.
Play Witcher 3.
Witcher 3.
And then me and Kyle are both Witcher 3, right?
Yeah.
Kyle?
This game was going to win from the beginning. I mean, this is like predetermined wrestling nonsense.
Well,
what are we doing here?
Maybe other companies should have made
companies
should have made one of the best games of all time. How about that?
Until Dawn should be in the finals. Just kidding.
All right, so the final matchup.
It got what it needed.
Dude,
it murdered Metal Gear Solid 5. I don't think there's any higher accolade that you can give anybody
Until Dawn, Metal Gear Solid. Yeah. That's what happened.
It totally did.
Like it totally messed up the controls and got hooked right in the face. Yeah.
This is an unexpected final right here.
So the final right here, these are again two of my favorites. So I'm glad that these are matching up. I loved them. Ori and the Blind Forest.
But it feels right, to be honest.
Versus The Witcher 3. Two pretty incredible games in their genres. But Witcher 3 is, like I said, instant classic, one of my favorites of all time. And so that's my pick.
Witcher 3 for me as well.
Jeff, you going Ori?
Ori.
Mm-hmm. And Dan? Oh, did we lose you?
No, he's thinking. He's in thought. I can see him musing.
Oh, sorry. I can't see your pictures except who's talking.
Oh, are you? Oh, okay. Because you're screen.
Yeah.
Shoot. Ori. My heart's telling me Ori.
All right. So the tiebreaker gives it to Witcher, but that's barely. All right.
Yeah.
So Witcher 3 takes the #1 spot, and then let's do our bronze match between Helldivers and Fallout 4. Interesting.
Oh, man.
Interesting, yeah.
Interesting. I go Helldivers here between these two.
Yeah.
Kyle, what do you go? What do you
Fallout
do?
4 for me.
All right. Jeff?
I'm gonna go Helldivers. That was just a more unique experience, and I loved it.
I'm gonna go
with Fallout 4.
All right. So Fallout 4 is gonna win the tiebreaker here and win the
I'm gonna go
third spot.
Cool.
All right. So our top games of the year. Let's see. Oh wait, where did it go, guys? Oh, let's go full screen again. All right. So it was Witcher at #1, beat out Ori in the #2 spot, followed by Fallout 4 at #3, which was close. Let's just go ahead and give Helldivers a shout out #4. The 28 ranked Helldivers. Well done.
At least we got one underrated, underappreciated game in there. That's good.
I do think there are plenty of folks who have Metal Gear Solid 5, Bloodborne, and a few others as their games of the year, maybe even Rise of the Tomb Raider, or even
Life is Strange. Life is Strange is probably up there, real high for a lot of people. Yeah.
Yep.
It's a big year.
Rocket League was the favorite for a lot of people that year, but yeah, that's our tournament. Listen, it's ruthless. Okay, you can't.
It is.
There's not much you could do about it. It's ruthless.
So Witcher 3 won, huh?
Witcher 3 in the #1 spot.
There you go. There's the thumbnail.
You go. That's the thumbnail. Yeah. Perfect.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
There's a lot of stuff in there.
That is a full thumbnail.
Dude. Real cluster F. Real cluster F.
I love that, man.
It looks like Obi-Wan is cameoing in Stranger Things.
He is, and
in Witcher.
So take a breath, stretch it out. That was a good one. I liked that. That was a lot of fun.
Good.
I want to jump right into the thing I care about the most that we've been watching, playing, even with news. I want to hear what you guys thought about the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi, which to me was one of those shows that I never thought was going to happen. When there was like rumors about it, and before it was officially announced, I was like, well, Ewan's never going to come back and do this. Like I just didn't think it would happen, and then it became real, and then he actually was officially attached to it, and it became a real thing, and I was very excited. So, want to get your guys' thoughts.
As the least Star Wars fan here, probably not saying that I hate it by any means.
Sure,
can I just throw out real quick that these first 2 episodes took footage from the prequels and actually like made them super cool. Right? I mean,
the edit was really good.
Like, how did they do that? Like,
you made 3 bad movies good. That's interesting. Yeah. I like the prequel. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
I know.
Obviously, yeah.
You are right. They took those cuts, and it's not the same vibe.
Right.
Well, they turned into a real emotional driving.
Right.
Like, hey, remember, this is what he went through. You know.
Right.
And,
yeah.
I
so
agree.
that
I thought it set the stage really well.
Yeah, the little recap at the beginning was cool. I liked that.
Yeah, that too. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
And the flashbacks that he sees and stuff like that. So I'll just throw out there first. My initial thought after 2 episodes was I liked they're carrying over the really strong kind of world building and vibes that I got when we first saw Mandalorian. And then I was like, whoa, this is really interesting. And I feel like this is carrying those same quality vibes over while being its own thing. I'm not saying it's the same thing, but it just still has that same, like, we're on a brand new adventure. I have no idea what's going to happen. And I love it. I think the vibe is very strong and I dig it.
As someone who knows like literally everything about Star Wars, I was completely surprised by the story they chose to tell here. And I mean that in like a very good way. And I don't want to spoil anything. I don't know how much deeper.
Yeah, they left out a huge, like half the story from the trailers, which is awesome.
And it feels like the trailers were literally the first 2 episodes. I think every scene we've seen in the trailers, in some way, there might be a couple like where Obi-Wan's like leaning on his knees, like about to meet Vader or whatever. But like for the most part, those trailers all happened in these first 2 episodes. So like anything that's gonna happen going forward, I don't know.
Well, and there's a whole setting and group of characters who we know from the Star Wars lore and previous movies that I didn't know were going to be in this show.
Me neither.
So,
yeah, I don't think any of us did. It wasn't even in the cast list. Yeah.
Are the Inquisitors something from? Because I know it was it a Fallen Order?
So the Inquisitors were introduced in Star Wars Rebels, and they have a very prominent kind of presence in all the comic books and stuff like that. You know,
so are they like pre-Sith? Like, are they like a level down?
So the Rule of Two is still in operation while Palpatine is alive, and I say that loosely because like Dooku had Ventra like in Clone Wars. Like an apprentice always has an apprentice. You know, the Rule of Two is very like loosey goosey. You know. Okay. But the Inquisitors are Force-sensitive dark side users that like Darth Vader trained. He corrupted them from Jedi. So these were all Jedi once upon a time.
Which they mentioned in the show.
And then turned them into Inquisitors to hunt down Jedi. So pretty much it's Jedi hunting down Jedi in this, you know. Gotcha. So it's
so he's giving them purpose. It's either die or do
I wasn't sure where in the hierarchy.
And a lot of Inquisitors joined willingly because like the Jedi were very corrupt by the time Clone Wars was ending. Like a lot of Jedi had their own agendas. Yoda was asleep at the wheel, letting all this stuff happen. Like the Jedi were really waning at this time. So like it was.
That's what happens when you elect someone who's too old to be in charge. I'm just totally kidding.
Yeah, right. with non-expiring, you know.
He's a 400-year-old puppet.
Terms.
Wait, look, of course.
He talks in riddles. Damn it.
He's asleep during our Senate meetings.
The main Inquisitor, and this is not a spoiler. It's in the trailers, and he's right. He shows up right out of the gate in like the first scene, essentially, of the show. Mm-hmm. And I recognized kind of something about his voice or his facial expression. He's got obviously a lot of prosthetics on, you know, they make him look way different. But I was like, I recognize this guy. So I looked him up, and it's Rupert Friend. I think that's how you pronounce it. Yep. And he was in Homeland, and I thought he did a good role in Homeland. And he was also in the failed Hitman. They tried to reboot Hitman after the Timothy work, and that didn't work either. So he's a good actor, and I knew that's why I recognized him in a few things.
He nails the role, man. When he came out, I was like, look at that presence, and then he talked, and I was like, I want to hide.
Yeah.
He just totally nailed it.
All the Inquisitors they choose in this, especially the fifth brother Han from Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, he's Han from Fast. Again, I thought it was like Benedict Wong or something, but the prosthetics made his face look a little bigger.
Like these are all, even Reva, this is her first entrance. She's the third sister. She's the first entry into the series as this character. We've never seen her before anywhere. Presence everywhere. Like these Inquisitors, the only one that doesn't have a presence is the fourth sister, who's like the one who hasn't said or done anything yet. She's just kind of standing in the background, got a green face.
Who was the one in Fallen Order? Was it the second one?
That's the second sister. Yeah, from Fallen Order.
Yeah, I thought it was cool that they carried that lore right over, because I feel like I already had the gaps filled in as someone who played that game. I was like, I recognize that weapon. I recognize the way they're calling each other, whatever, sister.
It's cool,
like,
I like that. Because a lot of people haven't seen Rebels and they don't read the comic books.
That's why I was asking.
So like the people who played the games kind of have an entry into this world of like there being other dark side users that are working under Vader and the Emperor.
It's cool.
In a really cool way, you know. Again, you know, you can only murder so many Jedi with guns until they go into hiding. You have to start sending out hunting dogs, you know, and that's what their focus is, or that's what their function is, rather.
I like the cast just in general. you see a familiar face every now and then that you're like, oh, I know that guy. Like one of the Safdie brothers was showed up in episode 1,
which is crazy.
Episode 2, you have a Kumail Nanjiani showing up.
Yeah.
You're like, I know
which now his interview makes more sense because they're like, I'm playing a character that no one's seen before, and then you see him in the trailer. I'm like, hey, he's a human, but then you see him in the show, and you're like, okay, this is pretty unique.
Can we just say that the line that Kumail has in the second episode where he says, "Well, I like credits. There's so many things you can buy with them." I thought that was a great line.
Yeah, no, he has so many great lines. I am mind tricking you now. You are being mind tricked. You know. He's very funny in this. I like the use of because like it's heavy. The show's pretty heavy. When they kind of bring up this comedy, like it's fitting and works well for me.
I found that very interesting that like we heard in advance that Kathleen Kennedy might have demanded some rewrites because it was too dark, and then we see Inquisitors doing stuff to civilians that was pretty freaking dark.
Yeah. If it was darker than, if there's another version of it that's darker than this, it might have been too dark. Like
you're right.
I would have preferred it, to be honest.
Or something.
I mean, I would prefer it too, but that's not what Star Wars is.
There is a character who is. I wonder if there's the character who is executed and laid out for everyone to see at one point, or I think it's the second episode. There's a character who's killed. You don't see the execution; you just see them, on display. I do wonder if maybe that was more grotesque because that looked pretty tame.
Yeah.
It was just up there, hanging there. Looked like his parachute got caught on the way down. You know what I mean? So that could
again, public execution's not a huge visual that you see in Star Wars. So so that it being tame like that is still something we don't.
It's still jarring. It was still jarring. Yeah, it was still jarring. I think there's fair criticism about kid actors in general. We've talked about this before.
I hate kid actors. Yeah.
And I think there's still a thing about that here. There's still that issue that I have where I'm kind of like, this kid's clearly acting and it's not always working, but I don't hate it at all. It's not taking me out of the show. It's not making me like say this is the worst, but it's still there. There's still that element of kind of like,
I actually like her lines a lot.
Well,
the writing,
but because the actor is like 8, it's hard to deliver those lines.
Can I just that
that's
scene
all it is. Where it's very, very, very minor. I still very much
enjoy the scene where she's being chased.
It's silly. It's cartoonish.
They're adults. How are they not catching up to her? She's a child. Like
it's cartoonish.
Like, where did she go?
It's already been brought up like to death on like Reddit.
Yeah, I know. It's been brought up so many times. I don't care about the criticism really. Well, but like I will give footing to say it's cartoon. It's a little silly,
dude.
But like
it's such a dumb thing to criticize.
I want to talk about it for 3 days type of way.
It's so dumb to criticize it because like mild spoiler for that opening scene, they catch her anyway, and so like the story continues then. So it's kind of like, all right, let her have her whatever that was 20 seconds where she maybe could escape and they catch her anyway. So who cares?
Yeah. Again, I think they're trying to say more about her character by showing her like,
I think you're right.
Then again the execution maybe leave a little.
I remember
visually,
which by the way, they could have had her get caught immediately and maybe stomp on a foot or two and like maybe get away a little bit. And like
that actually may have worked better for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
I remember when this dropped like early, like at 11 p.m. Central Time, I watched it immediately and I liked it a lot. And then I go online, first mistake, and
obviously,
and you see everybody
Your
first
time, Jeff, with Star Wars?
You see everybody going, oh, the dialogue's really bad, the way the action scenes are shot is just bad, and this is bad, and this is bad, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, people hate Star Wars, I forgot.
Yeah. There's even a moment where like Obi-Wan's like, and this is not a spoiler, he's like Krav Magaing people. But his hands are so sensitive because he didn't spend a life punching people that when he punches people like it hurts his hands,
Yeah.
And I thought that those little like details and visual flourishes were very interesting because he was still handling people. Like he still obviously had like skills, but like it's not the skills he's used to using. This guy's a sword wielder, a force user, and stuff like that. Like he never had to like make fist to face connections ever.
And it's been how long since he's even been sort of in a conflict? Like
he's been cutting up
10 years,
Shushimi
right?
for 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like the dude's like
years.
not used to punching people, let alone after all that time. Like now,
I also saw it's like, boy, he really sucks at shooting a blaster. I was like, yeah, he's literally never shot one before except for Grievous. Like they don't use blasters.
Which was a good shot, though.
So when he but he was also like 10 feet away from him too. And this he's shooting across like rooftops and stuff like that. I can't believe he's missing. Doesn't he have the force? I'm like, well, he's cut off from the force.
It's the
and he doesn't use blasters. So.
It's the so-called bounty hunters who can't hit anything. They're the ones.
I know. Why are we not criticizing them? These are people who shoot people every day
for a living.
So
I want to be like, you haven't caught anyone yet, have you?
So the overall like sort of idea of Obi-Wan and the situation that he's in is incredibly sad too. Like him just being in the desert, he's just this hermit, and like he has this one task, and he's like, I'm doing this, and that's his life. And he's
giving up on everything else, including his code.
Yeah, and he's hiding too from like basically an army. Like
I think that actually sets the stage for, his reluctance at the beginning is not only has it made him soft, like you guys mentioned, and kind of he just doesn't have the same strength in a lot of ways as he used to, but he doesn't have the same resolve either. He's like,
right.
The fight's over. We've been defeated. Now it's just survival, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm just in charge of keeping an eye on one of the kids, and that's all I'm gonna do.
And when we meet Alec McGinnis, he's obviously a little more hopeful. He's a little more like, I don't know. So there's a journey we're about to go on here with this character.
Yeah, and I think
where he's gonna bury a lot of hatchets. He's gonna grow a lot, And
I like
we're gonna see that in the show,
I feel like Andor as well is gonna fill in a lot of gaps in regards to when did people's mindset kind of start to shift. And
that's what that whole show's about. It seems like,
When did the rebellion really start?
Taking the show creator said, I want to take someone who is radicalized by the rebellion all the way up until the point where he gives his life for it. So like the show is going to start at the beginning of his life,
terrorists,
and then it's going to be 24 episodes of this, and the last episode of that 24th episode is going to end where Rogue One begins. So it's like you're going to get to see this entire guy's career in the rebellion
all the way up.
And it was a purposeful thing. Yeah, all the way up until he meets that guy in the alleyway. Exactly. Yeah.
That's cool.
And so that makes sense that we see Obi-Wan kind of like not having any sense of, whereas at the beginning of Star Wars, there is a rebellion. We know that. Like,
yes,
the Empire knows that, so therefore Obi-Wan probably knows that.
I don't want to spoil it. And I don't want to spoil anything, but in the show, and I won't say any specifics, let's just say he stumbles across like a homeless person in the second episode. And it's literally one of the best parts in the entire show.
Yeah,
that silent exchange of like,
that.
I can't believe this is what happened to you and stuff like that. There are many moments like that. Also, again, not to spoil, at the very end of the second episode, there's a hard cut of someone saying someone's name, and then that someone right onto the screen, and it was like one of my favorite edits of all time. It was
cool.
It was so amazing.
That moment you're talking about with the hobo, I thought that was really cool because there's a lot of emotions he's clearly processing, because there's just a lot of emotions there, positive and negative.
So many,
of where he is now,
and apprehensive emotions, like
I loved it. I'm just a Ewan McGregor fan in general, so I'm
Oh man, and him wearing Obi-Wan again, I don't know how else to put it, but like him in the accent and the outfit, all that stuff. I'm like, I miss this. It feels like a warm blanket.
Coming home, man. It feels like coming home. We all grew up with the prequels, despite what.
And Ewan missed it too. Before they even officially announced it, he kept saying, "I would love to come. I would love to come back." He kept saying.
Now he's talking about a season 2, which spoilers. I guess he doesn't die at the end of the season. That's
wait.
I know.
Pick right up where New Hope left
Kyle.
Yeah, I want to see some white grow in those hairs so he becomes Alec McGinnis.
I saw people like comparing him versus the other actor and be like, oh, like how is this person turning? It's like, well, dude, I mean, literally different actor, you idiot. Like,
they aren't trying to actually morph him into.
Someone used the most Occam Razor's defense to me, which is like, well, Tatooine has 2 sons, so they're aging quicker there. Like,
sure,
I'm like, okay,
sure,
I can buy that.
Whatever stops this conversation. Whatever headcanon you have to administer to just like quit this.
That is the best response. Whatever just ends this talk about it.
Yes.
I love
Please
that.
end this. Please see.
Can we just end the criticism, this dumb criticism you have?
Yeah. Well, Ewan McGregor doesn't look Alec McGinnis. Yeah, they're 2 different people.
No shit, Sherlock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I totally love it. It makes me want to rewatch the prequels. It makes me want to replay Fallen Order. Like it just kind of, I feel in Star Wars is being injected into my veins all over again. I'm just like,
it's a revigorating experience for Star Wars fans. And I think that there's I saw a lot of people who were like, this show reminds me of the prequels because it's shot like the prequels. There's elements of the way that it looks, the aesthetics and stuff like that are very prequels heavy. But also, since we're on Tatooine, we have a lot of original trilogy, looks and stuff like that. So it's like it's this bridge piece of media of this story that like I think is capturing a lot of different generations of fans.
I do like that we're not just in the sand, because there's been lots of sand with the Boba Fett show, with Mandalorian. Even there was a lot of sand.
They get to that Shanghai planet super quick, man, and that planet looks awesome.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
So cool.
So I'm looking forward to the rest of this season. There's 6 total, right? 4 more episodes.
6,
yeah. Also, it opens up on one of the greatest moments in Star Wars history. I don't want to spoil it, like it opens up on one of the most pivotal, like historical moments in the history of all of Star Wars. And like, it's so wonderful to like, and we keep on revisiting it. You revisited this moment, like in Jedi Fallen Order, like we keep on seeing this moment through different views and lenses and perspectives. And like, it just makes it tragic every time we go back there. And I really like that.
Yeah. Also, I am pretty sure there's no internet in the Star Wars universe, because how could you go 10 years and not know a certain person is still around? But whatever.
Right. There is none.
Right. So there's got to be no internet.
No, there's databases, but there is no internet.
Databases, no internet. Got it. Okay,
Interesting.
Yeah. Remember, it's a long time ago, guys.
Right. In some place far away, right?
In a galaxy far, far away. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
They were too busy developing lightsabers that they were like didn't even think of the internet.
Yeah. Right. Hey, this rock can like project a laser beam. Like who gives a shit about
that
Facebook?
That sounds cooler, man. I would sub the internet for that.
I mean, yeah, exactly, definitely.
Oh man. All right, well, let's talk about the other major thing that was released this past week, or actually this weekend, and that is Top Gun Maverick. We all know that it's been getting rave reviews, and that includes from our buddy Jeff, who I gotta tell you, if this movie weren't good, Jeff would be one of the first ones to be like, guys, it's not good. Like, you would be the first one to tell us, and you are already telling me the different places you might want to go see it again because you liked it that much. So tell me,
I gotta be honest. His hype for this movie. I don't give a crap about this movie. I didn't at all. And then Jeff saw it and has not shut up about it for a week. And I'm like, I'm gonna go see it in theaters, I guess.
Same.
I remember I saw a 10-minute preview at the beginning of some movie where I was like, dude, this scene's going on way too long and I hate this. And like I walked out never wanting to see this movie. And I'm telling you, Jeff has turned me completely around on seeing this flick. So.
Yeah. So Top Gun, tell me about give me the high level thoughts here.
So I did revisit the first one before I saw this. I do recommend kind of doing that because there are some references to characters in the first one where they kind of offhandedly make a remark about, oh, that's so and so, the admiral's daughter or whatever. So the people that they make a reference to, a vague reference to in the first one, end up being fully realized characters in the second one, like Jennifer Connelly's character. Anyway, just wanted to throw that out there. Get a refresher, even though there are things in Top Gun that don't make a whole lot of sense and the story's a little rushed, to me at least. I still admire it for the dogfighting aerial combat that it was able to do that long ago. Now that we're in
80s, man, it's so 80s.
Now that we're in 2019, I guess they filmed this in 2019, 2020, because it was supposed to come out in 2020. Then it got delayed 18 gazillion times.
Miles Teller is literally 60 years old now. So.
Yeah, 60 years old. And when he walks in the movie, he does actually look a little older in the movie, though, because he puts on a mustache and he's supposed to look like
Goose.
Not really spoilers. It's not really a spoiler because it's in the casting or whatever.
It's in the casting,
but he is Goose's son, who's like a toddler, and he and Anthony Edwards and Tom Cruise are singing "Great Balls of Fire" to him in that scene in Top Gun. So like when he walks in, I'm like, oh, Miles Teller got older. Like I totally missed his like. Where he doesn't look like he's 20 anymore. Like,
dude, if he's 60, then how old is Tom Cruise? I mean, come
on. But yeah, by the time the movie came out, Miles Teller is like 60 and he's yelling at people to get off his lawn. It took so long for this movie to come out. But man, was it when the credits rolled and everybody was like just clapping and cheering, because I saw an early screening and it was like pretty much only fans that dressed up in like flight outfits.
Were there lots of flight suits? Yeah.
Yes, there were. Nice. So like there were tons of people there that were just there to see the movie and clap and laugh and cheer and stuff, and they freaking did, dude. It was like a Marvel movie. And that's when credits rolled, I was like, this delay makes sense. Makes total sense. He wanted full houses no matter what in every city. And I feel like he's getting it. I mean, we don't know. I don't know. I didn't look what the projected box office is for this.
No, it did well on its Thursday preview or whatever. I know it did well.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a 3-day weekend, so it's supposed to secure a little bit more take home than it normally would. Sure.
Yeah.
I forget what it was. I saw some article that says something about how it's preview night or nights, something like that, raked in X million. It was good.
It was sold out. I saw it on Tuesday night and it sold out. It was a sold out showing completely sold out, and it's been forever. Maybe since the early Batman screening from March.
So the headline
I've been in a sold out showing before. Like it was crazy.
Headline here says Top Gun Maverick still taking breath away with record 150 million Memorial Day opening.
There you go, 150 million.
Best ever for Tom Cruise.
Best. Imagine that. That. Best ever for Tom Cruise, who has had a plethora of hits.
Right.
Like Night and Day. I don't know why I'm mentioning obscure ones.
He's been.
What?
We also know that he has died and been cloned like 4 times now, I think. So that's great.
It's Xenu.
By aliens.
Xenu magic blood, yeah.
Right, the aliens' blood, yeah.
Well, exactly. I know that we took a ton of time for the tournament, so I'm not trying to rush, but I want to get on to the next thing.
I need to rush and talk about this more, honestly, because I only talked about the first movie. So this movie is great. This movie is great. I do recommend, especially after you watch it, watching how they got away with the stunts, because these guys are in the planes for real. And somebody else is normally piloting it because they can't pilot.
How Jeff looks right now.
They can't
pilot in front of Tom Cruise.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So they did not get permission to fly F-18s because they are millions of dollars, and the Navy would be like, never allow that. So they got real pilots in there to fly, and the actors ended up being their own cinematographers. They have cameras that they can control. And Tom put them all of them. He crafted this entire boot camp for all the actors that were pilots in the movie, and they went to boot camp for like 3 months so they could learn the basics of like flying these incredibly fast jets. So like, holy crap, dude! The spectacle of all the action is just, I mean, it's still gonna take your breath away.
God damn it!
Just like that song from the first one that they had to play 18 times.
Yep.
And they did include the shirtless sports ball scene in this movie. They made sure to do that, so that staple is there. It opens the exact, almost shot for shot, the same as the first movie, where it's got the corny 80s synth, and then Danger Zone comes up, and it's just a shot of one of those aircraft carrier ships as they're landing and taking off.
And he's on the bike, just like in the first one.
He's on the bike. He starts the movie as a test pilot, and he's doing a test pilot of like this is what China got mad at. They were like, oh, that's an actual plane that we have. You should cancel this movie because that's an actual plane. He's test piloting a stealth jet that basically, it's supposed to go Mach 9, which is 9-10 times the speed of sound. And leadership wants it to go Mach 10. So they're canceling the Mach 9 and they're going to move to Mach 10. And he's like, you know what? They want Mach 10. I'll give them Mach 10. And he just, right before his superiors arrive, he just takes off, and like, it's just this amazing freaking sequence that will sell you on the rest of the movie. Be like, do whatever you want, movie. I'm here. Like,
do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want to me.
So amazing. And they tell you the stakes of the mission right away. Like, they tell you the stakes of the mission when he gets called back to Top Gun. And they're like, we need you to train these. You need you to pick 6 pilots that you trained and have them go on this mission to take down an underground bunker somewhere that's really complicated how to fly in and out. And they have weapons. They have like,
you have to do a trench run and then drop the bomb down this very small, narrow.
Exactly.
Into the compartment. Right. Into the.
It's a vent.
First, they have to blow the doors off the bunker, and then they have to shoot a missile into it. So like, it's like a 2 miracle, according to the movie, a miracle mission where it's like 2 miracles have to occur.
That seems impossible even for a targeting computer.
So they say this in like the first half hour. They say in the first half hour, here's the stakes. So the rest of the movie, and then when the mission happens, you're like, dude, your palms are sweaty, knees weak, mom spaghetti, like the whole 9. You are so pumped to see the final mission, dude. It's so amazing, man.
Like Kyle said, like, I didn't really have a ton of interest in seeing this outside of when it's on streaming later this summer or fall.
And it will. It'll be on Paramount Plus.
You've got me wanting to see this in theaters. It sounds so cool.
Dude, it has to be seen in theater. I want to see it again, either in IMAX or there's like one that has your seats move with the movie.
Oh, 4D? 4D?
It's like 4D X, whatever. Kind of thinking about that. It's like moves your seat up and down and sideways. Yeah.
Can you give me the really high points, again, just mostly for the sake of time and nothing else, of the Stranger Things season 4 launch? I think Kyle and Jeff both watched
this. I finished it. I've
seen the first 2 episodes.
I've seen more episodes.
So all three of you have seen at least some of this. Where are you in general? Is it not like where are you in the show, but like, is it more Stranger Things and it's great? It's going a weird way. Like, where are you right now with your thoughts on it?
It feels like it's back to form, and I don't mean that in a way where I didn't enjoy the last 2 seasons. I just feel like, boy, this feels a lot like season 1 in the best way possible. really heavy lean into the coming of age stuff, really heavy leaning into the 80s, vibe and stuff like that, which again 2 and 3 had. It's just like I feel like the focus is a little more centered. Okay. And Jeff brought up that like the episodes are a little longer, so they have a little more room to breathe. Yeah. So everything feels a little more stretched out, but not in a way where it's like padding, That's good. It feels good. Everything about it feels good to me.
And it's like so in previous seasons, definitely violent. It's a violent show. There's definitely disturbing scenes. They've definitely escalated
it. They have escalated it hard.
Yeah.
There's this new villain that they have. Vecna. His first kill that you can actually visibly see happens at the end of the first episode, and you're like, whoa!
Yeah.
So season 2 does a really cool thing where they did an exact parallel of Aliens and the way that a scene was shot and the way that it was presented. You're like, when you were watching it, you go, wow, this is Aliens.
That's cool.
This season, it's the same thing, but with Freddy Krueger. You're like, wow, this is Nightmare on Elm Street. The way that it's shot, even the same scenes, the same camera movements, everything. You're like, this is... So, like, they're still doing that where they're paying, like, heavy homages to, like, 80s.
They even mentioned, because it's Stranger Things and they're aware of the pop culture at that time. So they even mentioned Freddy Krueger when they're talking about
because it exists in that universe.
Cool. Exactly. Right. And they even cast Robert Englund, who played Freddy Krueger, as a different character in the show.
Really?
He shows up later on, Okay. But, like, it's just clearly the inspiration is there, and they just freaking nail it. And by the way, when you get to the Dear Billy episode, buckle up. Ooh. That's all I'm going to say.
I heard that's the best episode.
For some emotions, yeah.
I think that's the one I just finished, and whoa.
How many episodes are you in?
I have 2 left.
You have 2 left? Yeah, you finished it. Yeah, that ends. Yeah, that's Max's episode. Yes.
Yeah. It was awesome. I can't get that
episode's amazing.
Out of my head.
And then episode 7. Episode 7 is like the mid-season. It's not really mid-season, but it's
there's like 2 left, right?
There's 2 episodes left, but they're super long.
2 highly long episodes.
Super long. But
like they're each movie length.
7,
yeah, like the last episode's 2.5 hours long.
Oh wow.
Of the next part of the season.
Yeah. So the last episode of this batch is 90 minutes, and the last chunk, I want to say 45 minutes, is like all linking everything together from all sides of the story, and it's just done so brilliantly.
Jeff brought this up as well. Everyone has their own arc. Everyone's got their own thing going on right now.
Oh, that's cool.
So like
that's hard to balance, man. That's hard to do.
It really is. It feels like Game of Thrones in that way, where it's like they'll flash because like everyone's in different parts of the country or the world right now, because everyone moved away from each other at the last episode of last season. So it's like the way that they're weaving together and jumping to and fro. Like it's not disorienting. It's so well done. Like
when they finally
link, Duffy brothers, man, they're
you
really
guys are not prepared for like the final few shots of episode 7. So freaking cool.
I'm definitely not prepared for it because I don't have a Netflix subscription.
Cool. We know you canceled because of Dave Chappelle. We know you're really excited.
I know you stand, Tim.
I tried attacking him on stage, but Jamie Foxx punched me in the face, and I couldn't.
Oh wow. Hey, at least
and then Will Smith said, "Get your something."
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. All right, that's awesome. Hey, the only other thing I want to make sure we touch on before we move into stuff we're playing is there were 2 pretty significant. Actually, there's several trailers that have come out. We'll get to the Star Wars stuff later. Okay, so I just wanted to talk real quick about the Thor: Love and Thunder trailer, the new one. Any initial thoughts on, not initial thoughts. What are your thoughts on that new trailer, especially seeing Christian Bale and all of that?
Christian Bale looks creepy as hell.
That was the biggest takeaway for me right there. Was Christian Bale as Gore? Like, holy crap, does he look creepy?
Chris Hemsworth's butt better not be blurred out in the real movie.
Yep.
I want to see the whole.
I'm just gonna get up and be like, you know what?
And it's not gay, all right?
No,
nope, totally not.
It's not gay.
I can admire the male
form. Turns around. I won't even.
It's a work of art.
I thought that trailer was awesome. I thought the first trailer was really good. I thought this trailer really got me hyped for this movie.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, if Lost City can zoom in on Channing Tatum's backside for like a solid minute and a half,
there's a ton of that. Yeah,
they can totally do that in.
That movie's really funny.
You're giving the ladies what they want, man. Like big time with that.
It has Ragnarok vibes, but then like heightened. It just feels like that, but like
I feel like they let him even more loose for this movie.
Yeah.
I thought the first trailer, I felt like, boy, this is gonna be so funny. That was my takeaway.
Yeah.
The second one, I'm like, this is also gonna be real creepy. Like I didn't have to be. from the
funny,
first
creepy.
movie.
He's going through an epic right now, you know.
Yeah,
it's cool, man.
Marvel's
I
in
really
this phase. Marvel's in this phase where they're letting directors kind of do what they want and how they approach movies, like for better or worse. You know, I mean, Eternals didn't land with everybody, but that was that director's style. So like, I feel like they're letting Taika just just go.
Freedoms
just
going on here, especially with the graveyard of directors they've like fired and gotten rid of because of like the creative freedom wasn't there. I don't know. I really. I mean, I'm super excited for like the Zeus stuff and like all the Greek mythology.
Russell
like
Crowe
Zeus,
Russell
I think that
Crowe.
looks super cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really like it. I'm always down for more Valkyrie. It looks like Valkyrie and Lady Thor. I don't think you're supposed to call her that. You're supposed to call her Mighty Thor.
I guess Jane
I don't
Thor.
know.
Jane
Thor. It sounds like they're gonna have a major rapport in this
Thor,
movie.
right?
Like, there's a lot of moments where they're just kind of snickering to each other, and I'm like, those are gonna be fun. I don't know. I'm super into it. I think it's gonna be cool.
I'm excited for Jane to meet Korg too, like those type of people that Thor's picked up along the way. That you're like, how is she gonna react to that?
Dude, it wasn't until rewatches of some of that stuff where you really pick up on all of Korg's little lines and the stuff he kind of mumbles, and it's like, gosh, it's just perfect. It's
which is him, which is what's his name?
It's kind of more like a freaky circle.
Like the way he mumbles. I mean, it's very Flight of the Conchords. You know, obviously, it's like same.
It's very much.
I love that
style of comedy.
I love that very subtle style of humor. Where did he just mumble something? Rewind it. What did he just say? And it's just perfect. All right, I want to talk a little bit about stuff we're playing before we go into Star Wars news and all the other stuff to wrap things up. But Dan, I want to hear first. Strangers of Paradise is finally completed.
Game of the year.
Have you changed your opinion?
Game of the generation.
Based on, because you were told the story would wrap up in a way that's surprisingly good, satisfying, whatever. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I relayed my feelings to you guys, and they were pretty accurate. So I'm furious. I'm so mad. I'm just so mad. So I'm actually considering, but I would have to like record footage. So I don't know how I'm gonna figure that out, because it's almost like, do I have to replay this to get the footage to do like a review, to get like a actual review? Like, I want to do like kind of like my sense of humor, sarcastic review, but also be like honest about it. But I'm furious. Like, the last hour and a half to 2 hours are legitimately decent. If not maybe even good to some people. To me, it's decent. So it's like, what the hell were they doing for the first 95% of the game? I don't understand. I don't understand the tone of the game, and it's primarily Jack the character's fault, because he's just such a meme alpha bro douchebag for like most of the game, and then he hits a point where like he's acting relatively normal and he's kind of delivering normal dialogue, but still has that kind of like edge to him where it's like he's focusing on like this path that he's on, which is destroying chaos. But like,
sorry, doing what?
Something about chaos. I don't know. Yeah, something about chaos. I don't know. But like in the last like hour and a half to 2, when things start unraveling and you're actually getting like the story's forming and like you're getting the reasons of the things that were happening before and why they're on this journey, it's like, oh, this actually is interesting. It is actually coherent. Jack isn't just being all like chaos, like he's actually saying things and he's seeming like relatively normal. Like, it's like, where was this for the rest of the game? Like, I don't understand. I mean, it still doesn't change that the dungeons are not fun to run through. I think the combat is fine, but like the way the enemies, like I explained last time, like the way the enemies, like it's not quite like Souls where you can kind of predict how they're coming at you. It feels like off balance, like, and maybe the speed of certain things is off, but yeah, it's just the ending. Yeah, the ending, people were not wrong. The ending is actually legitimately pretty decent, but it still doesn't, for me, change. It doesn't just make the game okay. To me, if anything, it pisses me off more, because
that it had potential to be this
right throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, no, I get it.
The whole thing.
And plus, you're obviously a big fan of the Final Fantasy franchise, and so to see a game and a franchise that you love not do from your point of view, a good job in making a game.
Because again, legitimately decent, like kind of things that like unraveling at the end. I'm like, oh, that's actually interesting. You're mentioning this stuff. This stuff is interesting. Where was this for the? Oh, and then the whole thing with Kyle, you, me, and Jesse had our conversation about Final Fantasy 13. Remember the data logs in Final Fantasy 13 and how most of the story is told through those, and really important information is told through data logs in Final Fantasy 13. Well, same here. So so you're getting all of this actual interesting information that's like, oh, so that's why this is, oh, okay, so through random data logs, it's just randomly strewed about in these terrible dungeons. Like, come on.
You have to read for this. What is this, Elden Ring? Get out of here.
I know, but I'd feel so like crappy being like the lore writer for these types of games, and then being like, oh, all of my great writing is sequestered to like optional, like database reading that no one's gonna do,
And it's not even like there's any rhyme and reason to where these are. In this game, it's like the dungeons are just so like the path goes here. There's no like, oh, this room clearly was for this thing that the data log is explaining. Like kind of like in Resident Evil, right? You usually pick something up in Resident Evil and you're reading the information. You're like, and it kind of contextualizes that room and like some stuff, and it's actually interesting to read. In this game, it's like, oh, that information's interesting, but it's just plopped randomly in this spot.
A random spot. Yeah.
So
it's so funny. It's like one of those games where they have you pick up journal entries. I'm like, why was that sitting in the corner of this tomb like that no one's been in? Like, why is there a journal entry?
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever. All right. Well, I know a couple of you at least, hopefully, played some WB Multiversus. That's an alpha or beta?
I played, so it was like a early access beta or whatever. So played
it's a beta game. I got it.
Yeah, it's exactly. So I played like maybe about 10 matches. I love it.
And for context, this is a Smash Bros. Knockoff.
Smash Brothers clone based off of the WB Warner Brothers universe, their line of characters. So you got Batman in there, you got Wonder Woman, you got the Adventure Time kid? I don't know his name. Looney Tunes, all those characters. I mean, basically, it actually legitimately feels pretty decent to play. I just don't care about the characters. I just don't care. Because when I think of Smash, it's like, this is really interesting. And they grabbed all these, like, I mean, you could do freaking Solid Snake versus Mario versus Cloud. Like, it's just way more interesting. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, but it plays exactly like you're knocking characters off. There's a percentage. The higher the percentage goes, then, so yeah.
One of those clones that I know my kids really like is Brawlhalla. Like my oldest son especially likes that one a lot. I don't know how much it's like Smash. It looks like Smash to me when I see him play it. I haven't actually played it myself, but
yeah.
Anyway, all right. So that game's still slated for later this year, right?
Yeah.
Multiversus.
I think so. I think it's even free to play because I forgot.
I remember them pushing that it's free to play.
So that makes sense then, because you actually unlock, like, when you're doing the matches in the game and you're kind of doing like, do 10 matches with this character and you get like coins, so you can actually unlock some of the characters that are locked away.
Cool.
So
we always wanted to see Arya Stark fight Batman. So
absolutely, of course,
we all every day we just muse about like, boy,
Yeah, because I think he was on her list, right? She said Bruce Wayne a couple times.
Yeah. She recited it so many times, we should all know the list.
I think among all the other Westeros names, there's like a Bruce Wayne.
Cersei Lannister, Bruce Wayne.
And she was like, swear to me. Swear.
Jaqen H'ghar.
Tell me where the drugs are.
I didn't put it on the list, but I just wanted to mention real quick, because I have PlayStation Now subscription, getting ready for the new PS Plus tiers. I was like, let me just see if there's something on here that I want to play. This was just randomly the other day. So my daughter and I played a little bit of Tokyo Jungle on the PS3.
Wonderful game.
Tokyo Jungle.
That game is so wacky. And speaking of unlocking stuff, like I didn't know it was like essentially an arcade game. The idea is like advance as far as you can, get a high score, but like it's not really a game where you're trying to just level up one thing as your character. Like the idea is to go to the next generation, or even start a brand new survival run with a new species, and you unlock other species based on what challenges. I mean, it's super silly. It's crazy. Like, you start as a Pomeranian.
Very Japanese game.
You're a Pomeranian who can like kill a hyena. It's ridiculous, but it's fun and it's silly, and it's very old school graphics. Obviously, it's from probably 10
even when it came out, it was very old looking.
Yeah.
But it's wacky, and you can unlock all kinds of ridiculous animals in that game. So I just wanted to mention that one. Jeff, I saw that you were playing a little OlliOlli World. What do you think?
Yeah, I really like the. I mentioned that earlier because OlliOlli 2, I think, was in the tournament. OlliOlli World, I didn't spend a lot of time in it. I customized my character, and then I did a few levels, and I saw, okay, here's what the gameplay is. You got to refer to what's called the Trictionary, so you can kind of study up on some moves, which the moves are really just flicking the left joystick in a certain direction to do things in a clever way or whatever. So like I'm still kind of getting the hang of that stuff, but I do love the style of it. Like the art style is really cool. I mean, there's like the game certainly has like its own vibe, and I love. It's pretty much like it feels like a stoner game, basically. Like it feels like the music feels that way. Like every character you talk to,
the design
like,
of the characters.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like they just even though they're talking in Simlish, it feels like they're talking like, yeah, man, come on, bro. Totally. Some of the things they're saying are really silly.
It's all Southern California looking.
Yeah,
situation.
exactly. But I mean, gameplay, it might take a little longer for it to sink its teeth in me, I guess. But I really do like the style. I kind of want to explore more levels just based on that because it's got a really unique color palette.
Yeah,
so that's
it
cool.
Does. Yeah, lots of that kind of like, not pink, but like.
Yeah, it's like bright.
Like a pastel pink. I don't know.
Yeah, like light blue, kind of like gris or gris or whatever.
Yeah,
kind of like those colors where they're kind of like lighter.
It's like a beach. I mean, it's very beach looking.
Yeah.
But that game does get pretty complex and difficult if you want to hit all the challenges. Like I would say,
oh man,
I haven't finished
so bad
the game,
at those.
but I made a good way into it, and there are definitely levels where I'm like, you know what, I finished it. There's no way I'm going to collect all 3 of those things. Did you see where one of those was? I'm never going to get up there. So like,
exactly,
you have to have like your speed and timing perfect on certain areas as you get later into the game, and they do introduce the idea of like jumping to different levels. There's certain little moments where you have the ability to go back or come forward. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not.
It does get complex.
Graceful enough to do that.
It does.
Not yet, at least.
But thankfully, I think a lot of it is just, hey, get from point A to point B. You don't have to do all the challenges. You can just, complete the level. But yeah, I'm glad you're trying it out. It is a very creative little game.
Conan Chop Chop is fun, guys, by the way. I played the demo.
Dan talked about that a while ago.
It's fun, but like
it's fun.
There's definitely some balance issues with that game. Like,
oh, you think so?
Well, like, so the third boss, which is like sort of like an ice Viking dude, like the difficulty between that and the sand snake boss is like there's such a huge gap in between that. Like it's kind of
there's a difficulty spike.
Yeah, like a huge one.
Okay.
I mean,
it's a dungeon game. I know it's like got like a Castle Crashers kind of aesthetic and combat ish.
Right.
But so I mean, the further you progress, it's definitely gonna get tougher, especially at the bosses. My God,
sure.
I've already died a couple times, but it's fine though. It's fine.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
I can move past the dying, but as long as the combat.
No, you can't.
Fun,
in Bloodborne, you uninstalled when you died.
I did. That's just because like. The Dark Souls aesthetic, the gothic aesthetic that they do in every game is just not for me already. So like when I install one and play it and then I do horrible, I'm just like, well, then I'm not meant to play this game.
Dude, the fact that you think Bloodborne has the same aesthetic as Dark Souls shows how little you know.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, you just made so many people mad. That's like everyone's favorite thing about Dark Souls is how dark and cool it looks. Yeah.
Dark gray.
Wicked dark.
There's dark fantasy and there's Lovecraft. I can't even talk to you right now.
Unsubscribe.
I imagine Conan Chop Chop would be more fun with multiplayer for sure. Because I get my ass handed to me a lot.
Yeah, I played. I would play with my wife, and like I brought up before, she's not like she's not a pro gamer like me. She's just not.
Sure.
So,
God.
None of us are.
So I kind of have to carry her a little bit. I have to carry her a little bit.
I want to see the training montage where you're getting her ready to play Sekiro, and you're just like, it's like some 80s theme song as you're getting her trained up to play.
It's the final
montage.
all those work. All right, I have been playing the recently released Sniper Elite 5. Of course, that's on Game Pass. That's the best place to grab it and try it out.
Wow, baby. Poor pass for the win.
Wow, okay.
But also, of course, you can play it. I think it's on PlayStation as well and on Steam
everything.
and stuff like that. But the idea is, in my opinion, go get it on Game Pass and try it out.
Yeah.
This is one of the few franchises that, to me, is settled comfortably in that AA tier, like that B tier of games in terms of the budget that's available to them. They turn these games around relatively quickly. Like
wasn't the fourth one last year? I mean, I swear to God,
I think it was
just happened.
ago, but it was not that long ago, and so they turn them around relatively quickly. They're generally comfortable staying in that that World War II. I think they've all been in World War II. I think.
Yes, yeah. This one's like, okay, now we're in this area, and we're on the beaches of Normandy, kind of more or less, where it's like they're trying to build that wall, the Nazis.
And then 4,
we still raided them anyway.
4 was in Italy, I think.
Suckers.
I think 3 was in Northern Africa, I believe. I played the most of 3 out of all these. That's when I've played the most. I think I played a little bit of 4. Anyway, if you're not familiar with these games, it's called Sniper Elite for a reason. It really focuses in on long distance shooting, but they ask actually have added in a ton of stealth elements over the entries. Like
cool.
even in 3 there was some stealth, but not a ton. This one has a lot more stealth. I would
Okay.
say if you like, I was going to compare it to Hitman, but the problem with comparing it to Hitman is if Hitman, it's very contingent on what outfits you can get and can you fool people to get past them. This is not that. And Hitman's a lot about setting up some kind of rigging or accident to happen as you coolly walk away and no one sees you. That's a great feeling. This doesn't really have that. There's a little bit of that. I just did a mission where I dropped a chandelier on a guy to kill him. That was my target. So that was fun.
Oh, that's
that was a little Hitman-like. They also do have entry points. So as you explore, you'll find a point that can be a new entry point. If you replay that mission, then you can like unlock this new entry point. I found a couple of those. Just like, with Hitman, you can kind of unlock new entry points. But in general, it's much less like that and much more about like find the high grass to squat or go prone in.
I have the high grass.
As you tag all the enemies and then find ways.
And then whistle at them.
You can whistle at them to bring them over. There's lots of great close-up kills. But really, it's all about creating masking noises. All these games have been this way. Create some kind of noise to mask your sniper rifle so you can start taking enemies out. And you want to time it so their bodies drop in a spot where they're not going to get seen too early. And, you can keep taking it. So that's a very good feeling when you can really nail that. But yeah, there's still lots of stealth going on where I'm sneaking through and sneaking past characters, leaving a whole squad behind me because I got past them without being seen because my target's this way. That's still a pretty good feeling too. So they've got some decent stealth.
Oh, really? I'm pretty adamant about just sneaking until I can get close enough to melee them. So I've only gotten like 1, maybe 2 from the very beginning of the game. 2 shots off my sniper rifle. All the other times I've just been like walking up to them and just stabbing them.
Yeah, I've used everything from generators to
stabber
trucks
elite.
So there's in that first level there's this gigantic gun, and once you get close enough to it, every time it raises up to blast towards the ocean, I guess it's shooting at ships or something.
It is, yeah.
Every time it does that, you see the noise meter fills up, and again, this is from previous games that had something similar where you have that little moment of masking your sound, so you can take a shot, and while you're aiming you can see the noise meter and it goes real big. You can take the shot, and that's pretty satisfying when you time that up right. You can create that masking sound too, so like if you hotwire a car or a truck to like start misfiring like crazy, then you're going to have a whole bunch of masking until someone runs over and fixes it. So yeah, it has elements like that are fun. It still is a little janky at times. The AI is not very smart. The AI is really dumb. Like you could snipe someone right in a group of people, and if you're far enough away, it'll say investigating, and they'll walk around looking all mad for a little while, and then they'll just go back to their patrols, and his body's still laying.
Oh, everything's fine.
And it's
Metal Gear Solid logic. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a
lot.
lot.
That's the thing about stealth games is like they purposely make AI bad so you can kind of like not
because
purposely, but it's part of the game design.
I don't want them to be as smart as they should be and actually.
No, God, imagine trying to kill real people in this game.
Yeah. No,
because they would just keep looking for you
forever. The whole
forever.
game would be a constant alert status where you're just like, okay.
But anyway, in general, it is fun. The visuals are, again, B tier. Like there's lots of flat surfaces where they're trying to show some depth, and it's just not pretty. Some of the at a distance, a lot of stuff looks fine. Like some of the lighting, and when it's dark and there's shadows, using shadows is helpful. Some of that stuff's cool, but when you really look at stuff, not even that closely, you're like, all right, well, that's a field.
Just wait for the first cutscene, and you're like, oh, this is a 360 game.
Yeah, the faces. Yeah.
When they're talking, it's like barely their mouths are barely moving. It's just like we have to go over there and
don't whatever you do.
It's really hard animating lips, Jeff.
So anyway,
not every studio's got a mocap.
I know. They can't all be whatever. I expected.
They can't all be Mass Effect Andromeda
cinematics.
Wait, that's a bad example.
I will say this: there are some light RPG elements because you get some skill points where you can upgrade things like better health. Or there's in these games they've always had this where you have like your heart rate and running, climbing, even holding your breath to take a shot makes your heart rate go up, and if it goes up too high, then you'll have to catch your breath and take a second. And so you can upgrade that over time. Everything from running to whatever takes less of a toll on you. So that part's pretty cool. They still have that. And then there's the idea of like when you're aiming at someone from a distance and you hit. I'm playing on computer, so you hit spacebar. But I think if you right click on the R3 stick is where you do it on the controller, and it slows everything down, and it also the reticle will turn red if you have a kill shot on the enemy. So it does a lot to help you because it's like, hey, we want you to be a cool sniper. We don't want you to look like an idiot because you just keep shooting people in the shoulders. Like they want to make sure that like you have a good experience. So I do like that stuff. And of course the slow-mo X-ray kills.
That stuff is cool.
I was gonna ask that. Like that's like that stuff is like
I did it on the
the main serving of this series. You know,
the very open of the game is you have to take out these spotlights, and there's guys standing right behind them to operate the spotlights. Yeah. And
it's rough.
In the first shot, I got somebody like in the leg, and they were like, "Oh, he's dead," and I'm like, "Oh, really? Okay, whatever." And then the second one, I went straight through the spotlight, and it went through the spotlight into his head, and his head. It was so cool, man. And that and X-ray was like, this is insane.
In earlier games, if you shoot people in the crotch, you actually see their balls.
Yeah.
So, like,
I haven't tried that.
The game is well, dude, go ahead and try it. Can we get back with us?
Come on,
because like I saw Bruce and Lawrence did a whole stream of like Sniper Elite 3 like years ago on Funhouse, where all they did was kill people with ball shots, and like you see.
Well,
so,
they also
get back
do
with
it.
Me on that one.
They do it for other.
Shoot people in the dick.
They do.
It's not allowed.
They do it for other non-sniper stuff too. Like I've done a lot of stealth kills where you sneak up behind guys, or if they turn around at the wrong moment and you see them, you quick hit that melee button, you can kill them. And sometimes it'll slow down, and you can see your knife going up like through their face and stuff. So like those slow-mo melee kills as well.
See, that's a good trade-off. Like if you're gonna have kind of bland graphics and not a lot of detail, at least you have like this thing
it's
to be
style.
Like. But that's super cool. Yeah, exactly.
Hook.
It's style. Yeah,
gameplay
hook style. Absolutely. Yeah.
And the reason why I do compare it to Hitman in some ways is because it'll say like, okay, go here and kill this person or advance to this point. But as you go, you'll discover like, oh, there's 2 bunkers there, and they're gonna just mow down our guys on the beach. Let me go take out this. So there's optional stuff, and then the way you take those out could just be clear it out, kill all the enemies in there. Yeah. It could be, hey, there's actually some explosives that you found in their armory. Sabotage. Now go set those and sabotage them. There's a radar you got to take out. You can either blow up the pillars and the whole thing crashes down. You alert everybody, but you do it right, or you go underneath. You turn off the generator, then you got to go find the power switch and flip that, and now you've powered it off silently. They don't know that the radar is not working anymore. So like. That's why I compared to Hitman a little bit, because you can approach these optional objectives from a couple different angles. So I do like that. I do like that. So it's a pretty fun game. I'll keep playing it a little bit. It's one of those games that I really like the feeling of finishing a level, and like look at all the optional stuff that I finished, and I was only spotted once and no alarms were set off. Like I like that feeling. I always have in those kind of games. So I'll keep playing it.
I might. I don't know.
Yeah,
you know me with games nowadays. It's a little touch and go.
There's definitely not like a story. I mean, there is a story. Like they've kind of already set up after the mission 2, going into mission 3. They set up here's your villain. He's like the really scarred up face Nazi guy who's just super evil and so he's the guy who you're going to take out in this mission, but he wasn't there. So he took out his second in command and roughed up his office or whatever. And then it shows him all mad, like, how did this happen? So like, there's your villain.
Was?
Yeah, but now I do like that your character, his name's Carl. Your main guy is Carl.
Carl.
It's much better when they call him the Shadow. Much cooler nickname. Apparently he's like.
That's why you got
Carl. Of course.
Now he's like known across the whole. World War II theater Nazis, of like he's the Shadow, and so like and now he's the villain actually looked kind of scary. He's like the Shadow knows of us, and so like
Shadow.
Yeah,
that's the Alec. That's the Alec Baldwin movie where he goes, "The Shadow knows."
The Shadow knows.
That's the best Alec Baldwin movie. No arguments there. So they do actually speak
either for that movie. Yeah.
Casualty. That we know of. I mean, he was a Shadow, so you know. I've never seen that movie.
It's so awesome. Oh my god, I love that movie, and I know it's bad, but we don't have to dwell.
So they are speaking. I mean, I'm like kind of like picking German back up because reasons. Mind your business. That's why. And
now I'm suspicious. I wasn't before.
I know.
No, exactly.
Now I feel like you added a lot of extra weight on it.
You could have just like let it go, and I said that extra thing. But when they're speaking German, it's genuine. The subtitles match to me what they're saying so far.
Oh, that's cool that you are understanding pieces of
casual German,
like about Germans. Yeah.
But what's interesting with Germans that are obviously fluent is like they're like mile a minute, and I'm like Billy Madison. I'm like slow down, and then they say it again, and I'm like, oh, okay.
It's too hot for a penguin to be.
So sorry to interrupt.
So I have had 2 like friendly NPCs that you've teamed up with in back-to-back missions.
Cool.
and it's just cool to learn how many more female heroes there were in World War II that I was aware of, because they're both females and they're both amazing. They're both really awesome. So you keep learning about this in these games. It's like, did you know that they were actually most of the heroes were female? Actually, Hitler was female. We didn't know this. These are yeah.
Hitler was trans.
That makes sense. Hitler was to be honest.
Oh my God. Hitler was trans.
Oh wait, I thought I was muted. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Don't go into it thinking that the story and characters are going to really capture you. Because it's fine. It's all B level. Like, it's fine. That's what you expect from a game like this. But the
they give you like a stock footage, not stock footage. It's actual footage from World War II.
Right.
Opening, and you're like, oh, well, that's the story. Then there you go. You're just killing Nazis.
Yep,
that's it.
Right.
Yeah, if y'all want to know what the story is, read a history book. It's World War II.
Yeah, exactly. Spoilers, they lost.
What's gonna happen?
You're not allowed to
There's
read
a lot
about
of
history
information
anymore.
out there about it.
You're not allowed to read about history anymore. You're not allowed.
Depends on what country you're in.
Yeah,
all right, let's talk through some headlines as we wrap things up. A whole bunch of stuff, and probably not nearly as much as we're going to have over the next few weeks. So we'll see how this goes. I'll start with Sony. God of War Ragnarok has been officially rated in South Korea. And not only that, but there's been some merch spotted on the Geeky Zone website. Ooh. And of course, it has what I think looks like a placeholder. It looks like an end of Q3 type of date of September 30th. So I wouldn't put much stock in that date.
Yeah, what day is that on?
But the fact that they're already, people are finding a listing of merch tells me, hey, that's coming soon.
It is a Friday. So
it could be the 30th, but that is also pretty common. Like,
remember when games used to come out on Tuesdays? Like, that was the day.
Right.
Yeah.
Music too.
Those were good days.
DVDs also.
Those were good days.
So yeah, I think it's safe to assume Ragnarok's probably going to be hitting this year.
If that September date for the merch is accurate, I think that means the game is like a week or 2 weeks after that. I think they tend to keep merch really close to release dates of anything, really.
But do you think they'll release this that close to Forspoken? That's a major exclusive for them.
It is Sony, yeah.
Well,
that stopped them before.
Well, hold on. So Forspoken,
I think Forspoken's getting pushed out of this year. To be honest,
I was gonna say there's rumors right now. There's rumors right now that potentially, again, rumors, 16, Final Fantasy 16, might be definitely coming out this year, and that they're gonna push Forspoken. They're gonna push Forspoken away from 16 because clearly 16 should come first before Forspoken. So I mean, but we'll see.
But that date has been Forspoken.
So was their like May release date too.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting to see how this all shakes out, because any of those things are plausible, right? Like, it's any that's possible. It's also possible that God of War will be like a August-September surprise release. Maybe God of War is totally close to being ready.
It could also not come out this year too.
And it could be 2023.
I am not convinced. I'm
you're right.
You know?
Kyle thinks no more games are coming out this year. That's what Kyle thinks.
I mean,
no more
Xbox
games.
doesn't have anything slated. I mean, as of this recording, like, there is no exclusives for Xbox at all.
Well, then they got that
the showcase coming up.
The showcase.
I know. That's what I say. As of this recording,
right? They are going to surprise release Fable 4. I heard it here.
Starfield was there. Yeah,
it'll be nothing. That Plague Tale,
it's a card game now. It's Gwen.
Plague Tale is totally coming out this year, in my opinion. So they at least have that.
At least that.
So they pushed out Starfield, so that was like their one big thing, and they could have just relied only on that. There was enough, I think, buzz around that. And
I still think a lot of
Bethesda tends to announce surprise games like in the summer. That's like, surprise, it's coming out in 3 months or whatever.
Yeah.
So they could have something. I don't know.
I think they will. It's just like, it wouldn't surprise me if, like, by the time we're talking at the end of the year, it's like, boy, none of those exclusives came out this year. God of War or Forspoken, it would totally not shock me.
You know what'd be cool?
Literally everything has been pushed out of this year.
A new
Zelda,
Wolfenstein game.
Wolfenstein would be cool.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if they were working on Wolfenstein this entire time. It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
they haven't been like with New Colossus. It was like they kept alluding to it in like footage of other games. They kept like, here's a code and it says.
Well, there was the one with the daughters.
Games doing right now? Are they doing something?
I don't think so.
If they're silent, they're working on Wolfenstein. I promise.
So
if we don't know, they're working on something.
Kyle, I hear what you're saying about God of War. I do think it actually is going to come out this year.
I hope so.
I think it's going to be a September release. Personally, I actually think there's something to that.
I'm all about it, dude. Yeah.
I also think we might see an announcement for Ghost of Tsushima 2 for 2023.
Ooh.
I feel like we might.
That far along?
That'd be dope as F.
I would not be surprised to see them put out again the same, like, similar engine, like put out the. I could be totally wrong. Maybe Ghost of Tsushima is not even like.
Because they did the
but
they did the expansion or DLC or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I know there was only half the team was working on the expansion while the other half was working on the sequel. So it's like I don't know how far along.
And hey,
that puts
maybe we won't see anything for this game for another year or two, and then it won't release for another 3 or 4 years. That's very possible.
I mean, yeah, they showed a trailer for Wolverine, and that's not coming out for like.
I also could see them. I also see them fast tracking it, but who knows? Who knows?
We're never gonna get an Infamous game.
By the way, Machine Games is working on.
That makes me sad. That makes me sad.
Yeah.
Machine Games is working on a Wolfenstein 3 apparently. But remember, they announced an Indiana Jones game at the beginning of January.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so Machine's Game is working on that. Okay,
yes.
Yeah. So they're busy. Yeah. Well, I don't think we're getting a Wolfenstein game.
But Indiana Jones, by the way, I don't see them releasing that outside of the window of the movie, the new movie coming out next year.
Right.
So
next 2023.
That might take some time.
I hope it's a movie to game representation. I hope it's the same.
Why is that movie even? Why is that movie?
You're playing as an 89-year-old Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I hope it's the same. And you're like, there's no sprint button.
There's like a broken bones mechanic.
Somebody has to list you to every checkpoint.
But I think
there's a press A to Shia LaBeouf, and he comes in.
You summon him like a Final Fantasy.
He comes in, and he's like, "That's my hat," like it's gonna be awful.
I do think. What I think we'll see is Days Gone 2. That's what we're gonna see. Just kidding.
I don't know. I was gonna say.
It'd make a lot of people happy,
Yeah, obviously that's done. All right. We got a bunch of Sony and TV movie projects that were confirmed, along with some details that were revealed. We had already heard about Horizon and God of War, right? As shows. Yep. I'd heard about those. I had not heard about a Gran Turismo movie adaptation, but that was also
it was alluded to as
Gran
a show
Turismo
first, and then
Gran
Deadline
Turismo
said that Neil Blomkamp, who did District 9 and Elysium, is probably going to direct a movie.
All right.
So Jeff and I conceptualized a cooler idea for this movie than probably what's going to happen.
Yeah.
We were like, just make it Top Gun.
Just do this, but with racing.
Yeah, but like with real cars on real tracks, with really well shots, with like drone shots, and don't do a drama, don't do like a Need for Speed.
They're gonna.
I gotta get vengeance for my brother by racing,
my wife.
or it's about family or
My
whatever.
father died on.
Yeah, my father died on Le Mans, and now I'm gonna master it. Like, don't do that. Like, just like
also,
it's just racing.
Don't make it a bunker. You have to drive by real fast and throw a bomb out at the right time. Like, don't do that either.
But the mafia's involved, and they fixed the racing.
The mafia.
I know it's gonna be like hammy bullcrap, but like if you really just took it like as a hey, we're just gonna show you these guys. It's leading up to a race. It's a pretty tame story or whatever. But once like rubber's on the ground, like it's aces, and like you're bewildered by the shots. You wish
they can do what Rush did, which I had zero hype to see Rush, but when I actually saw it, I was like, this is one of the greatest racing movies I've ever seen in my life because of how they shot the races and how, I don't know, and how in the race you were when they shot it, if that makes sense.
Ford versus Ferrari, we were talking like kind of like
great.
You can make a good movie about racing. Like it's possible.
I want at some point like the overly cocky mean character who's driving. I want him to be going along thinking he's winning, and then you see the main character upside down on top of him, like that. And his car comes along top of it, and he looks up and takes his picture. It's gonna be great.
Yeah,
I'm here.
It's totally gonna be in the movie. They'll be like, they're literally just doing Top Gun. What's going on right now?
I know, but like Jeff said, it's gonna be like Need for Speed with Aaron Paul. Like that's what this movie's gonna be. Like that's what it is. Like, and that's sad to me. So.
I'm secretly hoping it's just a sequel to District 9 with cars. I mean, that's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. I haven't even gotten into that. I haven't shared my thoughts on that at all. Why this guy? He's such a high concept, and you're like, hey, can you do a movie about cars? It's very weird to me.
Dude, there could be something to him saying everything I do is high concept. I want a simple concept and to do it excellently. Maybe. Right?
And the fact that remember,
he's super into cars. I don't know.
You got to remember that District 9 had a really, really low budget and still won Best Visual Graphics at the Academy Awards. Yeah. So maybe this guy is like the guy to do a practical thing for racing.
True.
Maybe.
But I don't want. Like if it's more Chappie than Elysium, like I'm gonna be mad.
He's gonna cast D. Antwoord in this movie and whatever they're called.
We do know that God of War is currently slated to be an Amazon series, Horizon Zero Dawn at Netflix, and we also do know that Stephanie Beatriz from Encanto and Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Thomas Hayden Church, Nev Campbell, and we already knew Anthony Mackie are part of the Peacock series of Twisted Metal.
So, yeah.
What a cast!
That's a weird one.
What a cast, dude! It makes no sense.
honestly, ever since they've announced the Mario cast, no cast is weird to me anymore.
Thanks, Tim. That's a really good way to look
point.
at it.
It's a good point.
Listen, like, I'm assuming Twisted Metal's gonna be like Death Race. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be like that kind of vibe where like the people, there's a story outside of the cars, and all the characters are acting larger in life. And then
there's the stories by the Deadpool writers and the Zombieland writers.
And
like
Master Chief shows up and has sex with someone.
Gives me a lot of hope. That's interesting.
Yeah, so it's could be something dark comedy or whatever.
All right, cool. And the cast is it's interesting. At least,
I've seen a lot of people talking about who should be cast as Aloy, and there's lots of arguments for this new actor or this existing actor or the voice actor, whoever else. And then I've seen a lot of people just saying like, just cast Chris Pratt and get it over with.
I love it. Yeah. God damn it! Did you see Kent the meme he posted where it's Tom Holland's face over Aloy?
Oh yeah,
Tom Holland.
God damn it!
Always Tom Holland or Chris Pratt, and they even play brothers in freaking Onward. So I mean,
you know what? Dark Horse, Pedro Pascal. Cast him.
There you go,
that
Pedro.
That's
perfect.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is not busy nowadays, so.
I would love for them to cast do a situation where they cast like Idris Elba, where there's like, oh, they're going a very different direction for Aloy.
Yeah. Hey, it worked for Knuckles.
It did.
I would be disappointed if they don't just use Lance Reddick for Silence. Like, dude can already act.
Yeah, you have to just hire him, right?
Just use Lance Reddick, dude, man. He doesn't look. He's an age. You know, Aloy.
I think a role like that, I could be wrong. I feel like a role like that could be great for one of those newcomers who's, obviously you want a good actress, you want someone who can really carry the role and all that.
I suggest
I don't need it to be someone recognizable.
I suggested the Stranger Things actress because she hasn't really done anything else other than Stranger Things and Fear Street, because she's 20 and she might be short, but she's a genuine ginger. Like, you don't have to do anything weird with her. Yeah, Max.
Oh, Max, yeah.
When the first game came out, Game of Thrones was kind of like at its height, and Kit Harington's like real life wife, or whatever her name is,
Rose Leslie.
Rose Leslie. Like, she was always.
Everyone's saying to cast her, and I'm like, no.
She was always the fan casting, and she is too old now. Yeah, but like at the time when the first game came out, there was all those like parallels where it's like, hey, look, Aloy's in Game of Thrones, and look,
and it would show her with the bow and arrow.
Aloy looks like this character, and it's always her with the bow and arrow. Yeah, so like that was always the fan casting, but like I think you got to hire someone younger,
Yeah,
so
I think
like
get someone young, get someone up and coming. Do what you did with someone like Daisy Ridley. I mean, I love that they cast her in Star Wars. It wasn't someone I recognized. It was she's been in stuff, but she wasn't really well known. Like,
someone's career.
She was like 20 when she got cast, so she was super young when she got cast for that role.
But she was excellent. Like, you're gonna find some really highly skilled young actors. Just that's what I think they should do with Aloy. I don't think you need to cast the recognizable.
Yeah, they won't though. They're gonna go recognizable. I mean, it is a Netflix show,
because if you're gonna get investors, you have to have it. Has to be,
You think so? I think it could be starring someone that we know in other roles, but they could get away with
mix it up, right?
I'm not saying it's one way or the other, but I feel like someone in the show has to be kind of like a high profile character,
probably
to get people to like give money to something.
I agree.
Sigourney Weaver will be in there somewhere.
They'll get
sure, right off of Avatar 2 and 4 and 8.
Yeah, the biggest movie of all time.
Y'all seen Avatar?
I don't. Spoilers, guys. I don't think she's gonna be in those movies.
Was she? Sorry.
Her character's dead.
She's in the cast list for the movie. I don't know what to tell you, man.
I thought she transferred her consciousness. Isn't that what happened at the end of the movie?
No, she died.
Did she?
Yeah.
It's been so long since I've seen the movie.
All right, spoilers for Avatar. Her character,
spoilers for what, a 12-year-old? It's fine. Yeah, You're okay.
They try to transfer her consciousness. Now, you might be right. She might be in the movie. I don't know in what role, and maybe they decide, no, it actually did work, but it fails in the movie. She dies, and that's why it's so sad.
She is in the movie, but she is not playing the same character.
They do it successfully for what's his name?
What?
For Sam Worthington's character.
Right.
It's successful. That's why it's kind of like they kind of like set you up with, hey, let's try this. It's a long shot. It doesn't work for her. She dies. And at the very end, it's like, we're going to try it for him. Oh, no, it didn't work for her. And then he survives.
What childhood memory was sacrificed for you to remember all this?
So many.
Like so many.
You know what it was?
I didn't remember that at all.
I probably sacrificed some important conversation with my wife that I got in trouble for. So.
Yeah, exactly. You lost that fight, so you can
instead that is sitting on the shelf. Why?
You just start rambling about Avatar and Sigourney Weaver in that moment. She's like, "What are you talking about?"
I forgot all about that, Tim. So yeah, that's crazy. So I'm glad we looked this up because now Jeff has exposed that she's playing a different charter, which makes sense, right, guys? Let's talk about how
makes total sense.
In Avatar, it makes sense.
I'm the surprise twin of Sigourney Weaver from
this
movie.
The good news is, PlayStation is going to release half of its games on PC and mobile by 2025. So get excited.
And everyone is angry because you can only have exclusives on PlayStation. They can't be allowed on PC.
But we do know that Bungie is going to be helping them with a lot of their live service games, and so I think that's going to be a big part of their mobile push. I could be wrong, but I could see them doing a lot of mobile stuff. So Bungie leading the way with a lot of that stuff. So
see that.
I don't know if we'll learn about any of that in their state of play next week or this coming week that's going to air.
Is there any news on what that's going to be about?
PlayStation VR2 is going to definitely be a focus. So.
Okay, that's cool.
And third party, right?
I'm into that.
Third party partners and sneak peek at several games in development for VR2. Oh, okay. So I can skip that one. All right.
Yeah, it's possible you might get some like really exciting surprise, but that does not sound E3.
Maybe the Quarry, because that's
I just don't think that's gonna.
Will we finally get a date for a little Devil Inside? Please give us a goddamn date for that game.
That is technically third party, right? So yeah, that'd be great.
I've been waiting so long for that.
I know.
About Final Fantasy VII Remake 2. Dan,
that's technically third party.
That's technically third party.
Separate announcement.
The only Nintendo news that jumped out to me was that there is now a demo available for Mario Strikers Battle League. That demo currently is just a tutorial, although later this week you'll be able to do, or maybe it's next weekend, you'll be able to do like an online multiplayer sessions. So the idea is download demo now. You can go through the tutorial if you want to, but then we're going to activate the servers for these trial sessions, and then the game releases like 3 weeks after that.
That's such a Nintendo thing to do.
I have seen some really good first impressions on various outlets for this game, like people saying it's a lot of fun.
So, it looks fun. Yeah,
does look
very
fun.
colorful.
This is such a funny one to me. Xbox. So okay.
Oh yeah.
Let me just start from the beginning. There's an excerpt from this book that was released called The Ultimate History of Video Games, Volume 2. I'd never read the first one. I haven't read this one either. But the executive vice president and head of Marvel Games, Jay Ong, was being quoted in this book. He was talking about how the company cut its deal with Activision. Remember, they weren't really getting what they wanted out of their properties in their partnership with Activision, and they were essentially shopping around their IP, and they had meetings with several companies, including Microsoft. And he revealed that Microsoft turned down the opportunity to make licensed games shortly before Sony made the deal, which eventually landed, of course, we know, Spider-Man on the PS4. So they went to meet with both of them, and here's his quote. He said that they said, we don't have any big console deals with anyone right now. What would you like to do? And Microsoft's strategy, he recalls, was to focus on its own IP. As such, let's pass on the offer.
All that IP.
Hey, let's take a look at that IP real quick, guys. Hold on, let me turn around. Oh no.
Oh, and Kyle's gone.
The Jawas don't have anything. Sorry. No, they're fresh
Sony, however, was more receptive. I mean, could you imagine a situation where Xbox had actually at least said, we want to be a part of this as a third party?
I think what they actually said was Microsoft was like, we're more of a DC company.
We're kind of Zack Snyder fans.
Yeah. Release the Snyder Cut, and maybe
we're releasing the Snyder Cut in video game form.
It's one of those things where if you were to
12 people are going to be happy about that.
If you were to ask them now, even if you asked Phil now, he would probably just have flowery language to say about the great Marvel IP and what an amazing job Sony's done with those games, and also how they're excited about their own IP and where they're going. So there would be no real acknowledgement, I would think, of them saying like, yeah, we really screwed up. That was a big miss. Like, I don't think they would ever acknowledge that. But
no.
We all know. Everyone with a brain knows. Like, yeah, that was a huge miss. They had they got
not just Spider-Man 2 with like Venom, with the correct version of Venom.
Yes.
But Wolverine,
right?
I mean, holy crap! And it's only gonna go.
Crazy. It's like
shoot upwards from there.
Combination of them acquiring Insomniac and getting the IP from Marvel was just like
what a steal too. Insomniac, what was it? 350 mil or something? Like it was around there.
It was not
that much.
Pretty excellent. In sad news, we learned this week that Ray Liotta passed away. Of course, we bring that up not just because we're not like here to recap everyone who died, but he was not only a major iconic actor in film, but he voiced several video games. Most notably, I think GTA Vice City was the most notable one. But I remember he was in other ones as well. So that was really sad. He apparently passed away in his sleep while filming down the Caribbean somewhere or in South America. I can't remember where.
Probably a direct-to-video, whatever, on-demand title. That's kind of like he's kind of got like a Nick Cage career where like, oh, look, it's Ray Liotta in like a theatrical release, and then he does like
for every Goodfellas, there's 10 You know, like whatever, movies.
Like some mishmash of old Hollywood
I don't think he was quite up to Nick Cage's level, but not quite down to Wesley Snipes' level. He was like somewhere.
Yes, that's the spectrum. Is the Cage to Spike spectrum? Yeah,
I don't like this range here. This is
you have a bias, Dan, and we're gonna move past it.
I don't like this.
He's racist towards Snipes.
Where's Bruce Willis?
I love Snipes.
That was not what I was saying.
Dude, he's Blade. Come on, he's so cool.
Some MF is always trying to
Wesley
skate
Snipes
uphill.
is cool, but Cage is. I can't get.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait. Before his diagnosis, which is very sad, of Bruce Willis, where was Bruce Willis's career on that? Is he above Nick Cage?
Oh, yeah, of course.
No,
he was only doing uncomplicated on-demand movies because of I think because of his condition at that point. But yeah, like the last Die Hard did horribly with Jai Courtney. And I don't know, that might have been pre-diagnosis, so I don't really know.
Who knows? It just seems like
but that felt like the last time.
Closer to Snipes than the Cage side. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, Snipes was in a couple like
because they're both kind of rude.
Eddie Murphy movies recently, but like that's it, man. That's all she wrote, I guess.
Yep.
I just want to throw out that Nick Cage is Ghost Rider, and then Snipes is Blade, and Blade is cooler than Ghost Rider. So
of course,
I mean,
soon they're going to be in the same thing together. It's going to be great.
Arguable.
But Ryan Reynolds was Green Lantern and also in Blade.
Sure.
So he was in Blade Trinity.
He was.
Wow.
He was.
So we're at 6
and
so
is Triple H. What is Triple H doing?
Triple H. Oh my God.
Get him back on the screen.
Remember Dracula was in that movie, guys? Yeah. Remember? That was the bad guy.
God, that movie was such trash.
Oh man.
They're like, we need a hot girl, so Jessica Biel showed up.
Dude, shout out to Jessica Biel, though.
Whistler suddenly has a daughter.
Yeah.
Good job, Jessica Biel, though. Yeah, shout out to her.
Always shout out to her.
Avid listener. Thanks for listening.
I'm shouting out to her all the time.
Thanks for listening.
All day, every day.
What?
Okay. Yeah, all day, every day.
Weirdly sexual, yeah.
A game I talked about a lot last week, V Rising, apparently has already surpassed 1 million sales in its first week, which is really significant. I mean, they weren't expecting that, and of course, it's you see that every once in a while these early access games that just kind of catch that right wave, and it did.
Last time it was like that was Valheim, really.
Valheim.
That's pretty cool to see that happening. That game is really excellent. Highly recommend.
Play offline now, so I'm probably gonna jump on board. So.
And unlike Valheim, where we had to create our own server and kind of rent your own server space and then like connect it that way, this allows you to do that on your own within the game. They have their own dedicated servers for that, which is cool. Unless I'm misunderstanding their setup, I haven't tried that, but I'm pretty sure you can.
I still haven't gotten to it yet, but it's on my wish list.
I was gonna say we need to get Kyle on the.
We gotta get on Valheim.
It's a fun one. Yes, we do.
And Final Fantasy 14, right, Kyle?
I'm in, dude. Don't sign me up, dude. I'm ready to. I'm ready to ruin my life over a dumb MMO. So,
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 has been officially announced. We all kind of knew that was going to be their next entry, but that's pretty exciting. Follow up to the 2019 reboot, I guess it's fair to say, of that story of theirs. And I loved the 2019 one. That was one of my surprise favorite games of that year, actually. And it looks like this one's now confirmed. October 28th is the release date, and they have a cool picture of Ghost on their advertising for that. So
Ghost of Tsushima is popping up everywhere.
It is.
Joke.
It is.
Joke, guys.
Oh, I was like, what? All right.
Did something happen on Twitter?
They got Jin in there?
So
Jin,
despite Kyle telling you there's 0 video games coming out for the rest of this year. I know he
there's
did say
0.
That.
You can quote me on that one.
He did not say that. But anyway, Lord of the Rings Gollum did get a release date, and it's September 1st of this year. It's supposed to arrive on PC, PlayStation 5, PS4, Series X, and Xbox One, I believe. On September 1st.
I forgot who sent it in our group, but someone was like, as long as I can bash someone's face in with a rock as Gollum, I'm in. I'm like, dude, yeah, me too.
Yeah. Of course, they've described this game as a stealth adventure game, so it's not. Yeah. Obviously you're Gollum. That's the whole idea: is sneaking around, doing stealth things, lots of stealth kills. I'm all on board for that. Using environment probably to take some enemies out.
I imagine it's got a lot of environment stuff. Yeah.
And a Switch version is still planned. They say later this year, so we'll see if that actually arrives or if it's worth checking out or not. So there you go.
Probably gonna look really good on new gen consoles. So that's
I think so.
Probably get it there.
Yeah.
The lighting's gonna be really important. This is a stealth game. So.
Good caves.
That could be one of those like sleeper games that I wasn't it wasn't high on my hype list. I'm just kind of interested in it, and it could end up really delivering.
Because I have literally no interest for this game, and I love Lord of the Rings. Just because like this concept seems like it's either going to be like surprisingly excellent, or it's just going to be super boring, like
bland.
Like when I want to play a Lord of the Rings game, I want a sword and magic, like
right, and armies of orcs, you know.
But like this could be a surprise hit, like you guys are saying. I'm very open to the experience. So.
Yep. Beyond Good and Evil 2 is not dead. Believe it or not.
That's amazing to me. That's
liar.
Surprising.
There are Ubisoft Barcelona is actively seeking senior gameplay animators to work on the project, and the quote says, "Take ownership of the quality of the animations and functionality of the gameplay systems, one of the most ambitious Ubisoft projects to date." And they advertised that job opening, and it specified apparently in some way Beyond Good and Evil 2, saying it's one of their most ambitious games.
If I were them, I would never say anything ever again until the game is coming out in 2 months, because at this point, before we even saw these E3 trailers, this game was so hyped and expected, and then everyone saw those trailers, and even me, who I don't give a crap about that first game, when I saw that trailer, I was just like, I can't wait for this.
And dude, that first game is fun.
It's fine, yeah. It's not my cup of tea, but like it's I know the story is really good and stuff like that. I know it's really beloved, but like the scope of this game was really what got me everything, and I was just like, there's no way that this is ever gonna live up to anybody's expectations. Yeah. So it's just like, just go silent. Don't say words like ambitious. Quit that, you know, and just like come out when you're ready.
Definitely don't say most ambitious.
Ubisoft is just a mess the past like couple of years, right? Like, what have they done that's actually been like, that was
18,
excellent.
Just Dance 18 or whatever. Yeah, there you go. Boom.
Like it's just.
They're really. I'm sorry, Assassin's Creed is still selling really well for them. Like
Valhalla,
the DLC, Valhalla and its DLC, like it is still a monthly and then people buying into the microtransactions in those games.
Immortals was a great new IP. The Immortal. What was that one called? Immortals.
Yeah, Phoenix Rising.
Or
Phoenix something.
Thank you.
That was fun. Yeah.
I thought Immortals was a really great new IP. It was a kind of a nice way to say, hey, not all of our games are incredible. Not all of our open world games are super violent. It could be kid friendly too, and I liked that one a lot. I thought that was a really good one. And I think the recent leak of kind of the overview of Skull and Bones tells us that they're actually going to release what looks to be a decent online pirating game. So like they've got potentially some fun stuff, and they might create a better version of Avatar than James Cameron can. Who knows, guys?
It's time to talk about that stuff. So I mean, surely they're not silent this summer. You know, here in a couple weeks, we'll start hearing stuff. But
there's just been a window there of it just seemed because then also that the sexual harassment stuff kind of came back up again. Like
that's why they've been quiet.
There's just a window there where it just seems like things have been kind of rough for them.
Studio doesn't have like some sort of like weird lingering, you know, not all sexual harassment, but some weird lingering like scoop on them. So
this is what I've been saying. AI needs to run the world. AI is not going to do this to us.
That's what you think.
Yeah.
All right.
Skynet. Yeah. Pro Skynet.
Yes, we need it. EA.
CTs were right.
EA's been allegedly, and I don't think it's even allegedly, like it's pretty common knowledge at this point, they've been pursuing a sale, and they've even talked to companies like Apple, Amazon, Disney. Even a Comcast merger has been chatted about apparently.
I remember like hearing the term merger to describe Comcast. I think it was Comcast. And I was like, merger? Comcast should buy them. Are you kidding me? Comcast should have way more money than them. It's just a terminology. I was like, I felt like Comcast was worth more money, so I was just very confused by the merger language. I'm tired of the mergers. Just stop.
And it's weird to me because like EA is, regardless of how any of us or anybody feels about EA, like they're one of the more profitable, production companies out there. So it's weird to me. They're like, all right, guys, let's just sell ourselves.
But
like,
similar to Ubisoft,
or whatever,
they've hit kind of a weird rut where they haven't. It's been a minute outside of their sports franchises that they've.
I was gonna say, but no matter what, Madden's always making money and FIFA's always making. There's always like money coming in.
FIFA's gone now. Like they lost.
That's true. They did lose that. Yeah.
The NFL one, I think, is about to come up for grabs in the next couple of years.
I never connected the dots like that. Like losing FIFA may have caused a giant rift. Like I think in their yearly but I actually had never connected that. So
I think that's why they're trying. I mean, their value is only going down unless they renegotiate some of these deals. And anyway, so we'll see. And they lost Star Wars, right? They lost exclusivity to Star Wars just last year.
But they still have a good amount of projects coming out on that.
Dude,
but
Dead Space.
They do,
fantastic.
but they lost exclusivity.
They did. They did. Yeah.
So like,
which is a currency, you know. Like now,
is.
other people, now that hype is being, you know, distributed elsewhere. So
yeah. So I mean, I don't know. To me, it'd be weird if it would make sense, I guess, for. None of these companies really make a lot of sense. I was thinking more like
Xbox bought them. Can you imagine?
I was thinking more like Microsoft would acquire them.
Yeah,
like I think, and they're
sense.
like, you know what? And we're just gonna leave them on everything, and we're just gonna make double bucks. You know, like, like I just think it'd be a real gangster move. But yeah, I don't know. Like, it would have to be someone like Comcast, right?
If you would have told me like 5 years ago that Activision's been acquired and EA's about to be acquired, I'd be like, what is happening?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
video games are falling apart.
Yeah, But was COVID this bad? Like,
Yikes!
Everyone's selling off.
Oh man! All right, let's wrap things up with some Star Wars Celebration news. It's been kind of a cool time over there, of course, with Kenobi. Oh boy. with the first announcement was about Final Fantasy 16. Dan's gonna miss it. Yeah. Just kidding.
Wait, what was that?
Final Fantasy Celebration. It's been a cool week, of course, with news coming out, trailers have been dropping, and the Kenobi show just launched. It's just been kind of a really fun time, I think. One of the big pieces of news that I saw, especially with the Thor Love and Thunder trailer picking up steam, I hyped for that movie, and I'm like, what's Taika gonna do next? Well, it sounds like his next thing is a Star Wars movie in late 2023. That's the next major Star Wars movie.
That would be shooting now, right? Like, if that's coming out in late 2023,
would have to, yeah.
Well, there would have to be at least a script, right? But no one's heard anything, so like, I'm hesitant about that date. I guess is just with my knowledge of how long like a movie takes to make. Like, I'm a little skeptical, but it could. I don't know. Maybe he's got an idea already, and maybe they're moving forward. And
they would need to be in post production by like February to make a date like that because of all the CG you have to do in post.
You're right.
You know.
Yeah, and you know,
and that's like the latest. You know,
so like if they're not on set now, they would have to be in the
just
next
a cantina movie, and it's all in a cantina setting with the
single shot. Yeah.
Well, if it's like My Dinner with Andre, but it's like freaking Star Wars, that'd be amazing.
I'm here for that. Yeah.
Guys, hold on. It's like the movie Phone Booth, but like whatever the equivalent of Star Wars is, it's just that. I
feel like I got real negative really quick. Taika Waititi is obviously one of my favorite creators working right now. This is the movie I am most excited for. And think about it, guys, we haven't gotten a movie in a long time. We've been on this TV train for a hot second, so it's like it's gonna feel good to sit in a theater again and have everybody pretend to like it, and then go online and shit on it the next day. So I'm really excited.
Be in the theater going like this.
Yeah, right.
The whole time, like
that's not how Star Wars works.
So did you guys, this is not directly Star Wars connected, I didn't think officially, but did you guys ever watch Willow, that 80s movie with Val Kilmer?
Yeah. It's a Lucasfilm thing, so that's how it came up. But yeah, it came up at the celebration. Willow, I've never seen the original movie.
I've never seen it either. Yeah.
A long time ago I had.
I've seen it a few times. It was one of those VHS tapes we had. We were missionary kids and had a small selection of VHS tapes. That was one of them. So I've seen it a handful of times.
Yeah. It's beloved, you know, people love it.
It's definitely got that kind of like dark labyrinth kind of darkness to it where it's for kids, but is it though? Because it's super creepy, you know, so it's got that vibe to it. It's funny, like a young Val Kilmer in that role is like he's kind of like I say this very loosely, he's like the Aragorn of the group. He's the human-sized guy with a sword who can do the fighting for everybody else, you know, he's that kind of a character. And you have this evil witch queen lady who turns everyone into pigs, which gave me nightmares for weeks. And so you know, it's kind of a creepy 80s thing, but this trailer looked interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing
people really like the trailer.
It doesn't look as corny as I thought it would,
I'm
which
looking
is
forward
a good
to
thing.
And this comes out Thanksgiving.
Remember they did a Dark Crystal revival series,
on Netflix.
Sequel series on Netflix, and that was like actually really impressive. So maybe it'll be something like that, and I'll be like, oh, I like it based on that.
Yep.
And it's the same actor, right? I mean.
Yeah, they got Warwick Davis back.
Warwick Davis.
So that's really cool. I mean.
Yep. Ahsoka, that series that we've heard about for a little while, is slated to drop in 2023.
Yep.
So.
Can I just say, guys, after they showed the trailer like at Star Wars Celebration, we haven't seen it yet. It hasn't been released, but it's going to be their search for Ezra Bridger. If y'all don't know who that is, it's all of what Rebels is about. So like this is a direct sequel to the Rebels cartoon show. Just throwing it out there. You know, either get your time in with the show now, or at least watch like some kind of YouTube
recap or something
like that, because like knowledge of that's going to be imperative for this show.
What's the character's name?
Ezra Bridger.
Ezra. Yeah, sorry. I thought you meant the main show.
Also in 2023,
Ezra something.
Is
that character? Okay.
Season 3 of The Mandalorian will be in 2023. That's pretty exciting. John Watts is working on this show called Star Wars Skeleton Crew, starring Jude Law. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Apparently, it's going to follow kids, but it's not a kids show.
Yeah, it's a cast of like 10-year-olds, but they said that it's going to be as kiddie as the Clone Wars show, which that's a show about like treason and war crimes and stuff. So the mileage varies on what they think a kid show is.
Sure.
I think they hiring.
Dude, it's so weird when they say it's a show with kids, but not for kids. I'm like, is it about trafficking? What is this?
It's like Goonies. Like, what is that? I don't know.
Well, there is a genuine kid show they are working on that comes up late. I think they announced it today or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, as part of the Lucasfilm announcements, like Jeff was mentioning, Indiana Jones 5's coming out. I thought that poster was kind of cool. I was like, man, look at Harrison Ford in his old age, still can walk across bridges.
I was going to say, he looked old in that picture. Like, even his silhouette looked like he was
silhouette looked old.
He's so old. He is so old, and he keeps flying planes by himself, and then he gets in
crashing them. He needs to stop
crashing them. Like
you were taking away senior citizens like driving, licenses. We need to take away their flying ones too.
That's happening. So I guess the passing of the torch to Shia LaBeouf did not go smoothly.
No, you know what didn't go smoothly? That whole movie.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I jumped in a fridge to avoid that movie. That's what happened.
Wow. Yeah, that's. That worked because that's how science works.
Lego Star Wars. There's gonna be a special summer vacation special on Disney Plus for Lego Star Wars in early August. That sounds fun.
Their last Halloween one was actually really funny.
Yeah,
dude, that stuff is so hilarious. All the Lego.
It's funny to me. Yeah, it's just funny.
Yeah. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which was rumored a couple weeks ago. We talked about that. That was the rumored title. That is the official title for the follow-up to Fallen Order coming in 2023. I thought the brief, but I thought pretty illuminating teaser was really cool. And I'm very much looking forward to what happened. I'm like, okay, is Cal Kestis still the main character? Is he just introducing whoever you're going to be? Is he going to train you? You don't really know yet, and I'm excited to find out.
It's 5 years later, right?
Yeah, it's 5 years later.
Yeah,
was that the Grand Inquisitor that they showed in the trailer? I thought that's who
it's the same species, but I don't know.
Okay. I thought I recognized like the headgear.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was him or
I
not.
didn't recognize the character, them themselves, but I just thought it was really cool.
And the fact that it's only new gen consoles is
yes.
See everybody.
That's the direction we're going in.
That's right.
Where we're going.
And
I'll also say if this is coming out next year, right?
Yeah,
that's what it says. Yeah.
What's our hope of seeing something this summer or in a couple weeks, like some gameplay? Like, you think there's any hope of that, or you think they just got it out of the way so they don't have to talk about it?
I don't think we'll see anything for a while on it. I could be wrong. But maybe like Game Awards, we'll see something.
That's a possibility. That makes the most sense.
Yeah.
It's all about Jeff Keighley these days. He runs the whole deal. Star Wars Young Jedi Avengers is I think what you were talking about. That's coming spring 2023. Docuseries called Light and Magic coming out on July 27th. I like this, the history between Star Wars and ILM. I've always enjoyed a good Star Wars documentary. So
and ILM has like been, I mean, geez, man, that's been the main source of all their visual effects since the beginning. Is that George Lucas's company? Does he own it, or did
he started it?
He started it, yeah.
He started it, right? Yeah, because I don't think it was. I
don't know if he owns
happening.
it. I don't know if he owns it or whatever, but yeah, that was their special.
That was his baby studio, and they helped do like Jurassic Park. Like they helped do many.
Steven
they helped make
so
much forward progress in the world of like CG. So sign me all the way up for that.
Yeah,
Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords is coming to the Switch. I don't think you should expect an upgraded version, just like when they released the original Knights of the Old Republic to the Switch, but you'll be able to play it on Switch next week. And lastly, Star Wars Tales of the Jedi is an animated anthology series that follows various Jedi during the prequel era. It kind of sounds like the Visions that we got, but who knows? Who knows? If
I think it's gonna be canon though.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Whereas
Visions was separate, right?
Like they showed concept art of young Count Dooku, so like we're gonna get a whole episode of like
that's cool.
him, and so
Liam
like,
Neeson.
you're gonna get quick little nuggets.
Liam Neeson is coming back to voice Qui-Gon too for this. So that's the type of stuff we're gonna get. So yeah, Ahsoka's mother is gonna be highlighted. We're gonna see some of her background.
We're probably gonna see like how like she gets entered in all of this, because like even in the Clone Wars movie, she's just like, I'm a Padawan.
Yeah, you're right. She just kind of just show up.
Like it's only kind of like I think we're gonna get a lot of really cool explanations and expansions on like characters that we saw in the background, or like, hey, the long neck guy from the council. Let's have a whole episode about him. The throat goat.
As soon as you said long neck guy, I just thought of.
I immediately knew who you're talking about. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, not the Kimonian, but like the Jedi. I can forget his name.
That made me think of that old dinosaur. What was that dinosaur cartoon where they have? Shoot, Land Before Time.
Land Before Time, sure.
Long neck,
long neck, and little foot.
Long neck, little foot. Yep. All right. Well, that's a lot of news, a lot of exciting stuff. I'm hoping that over the next couple of episodes, we've got some major reveals, and hopefully, and on a serious note, to Kyle's point, I want to find out what else is coming out this year. We've had some stuff bumped. Like, what actually is going to land this year? What should I be planning on playing later? Or is this just the second half of the year, is the year of the backlog, outside of playing like Modern Warfare 2 and Forspoken, if that even lands? What am I playing this year? It's hard to say.
I love this time of year because we're about to be gifted a roadmap for the rest of the year, and it's just like
exactly. Yeah. To be optimistic, I am sticking with God of War Ragnarok coming out and Plague Tale 2 coming out. Even though we haven't really seen anything on it, maybe that's the point of this whole showcase. And it is an indie game, so they don't need to give us a constant update on it like all the time.
Yeah.
So I could see them just being like, "That's coming out in September." It's
hey, what happened to the recording? Did it stop?
No, it's still going on my end.
Still says mine. Yeah.
Oh, I just got a new counter. I wonder if it does, like, since we went 3 hours.
Because 3 hours.
And then it's giving me a new one. All right, well, we'll wrap it up. I'll take this last extra minute and I'll tack it on there. That's fine. But listen, this has been fun. I enjoyed doing the tournament and enjoyed covering all this news and stuff we're watching and playing. This has been fun. We'll talk to you guys next time. See ya.